Hello, everybody, and welcome to Rep RPG's Vampire the Masquerade
Just-
live play, 5th edition, Blood in the Bayou.
Why are you wearing your headphones like a scarf?
I thought he was wearing a scarf for a second.
I was so confused. I'm not wearing my
Here's my
glasses.
headphones from the violent.
You ever dab
dabbing.
your headphones off?
You ever dab so hard that your headphones fall off?
Not
Listen,
yet, but one day.
In my
One day
very
you'll get
first
there.
TikTok ever, I headbanged so hard that I threw out my neck.
Fuck yeah.
Which was ironically a TikTok about why I was probably too old to be on TikTok, and then I injured myself talking about it.
I love
Amazing.
that for you.
But welcome
You
to
say.
Rep RPG's Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition live play, Blood in the Bayou. We're going to start off introducing the cast and who they're playing and what else they can do and all this stuff. Pixie, you're going to go last because you got some great news for everybody today.
Also,
So,
because I'm at the end of the line, so that works out well.
That too.
So, Matthew, who are you and what do you do?
I'm Matthew, and I play Jayce, the Tremere, who will not be doing anything bad tonight.
No, not at all. Meg, who are you and what do you do?
Hi, I'm Meg, and I'm playing Jem the Malkavian, who will be doing something bad tonight.
Who never does anything bad ever.
I never do anything wrong.
No, you really don't.
You really don't.
So true.
Everybody
If we
yells at me
exclude,
all the
if
time.
we exclude
Well,
making your
because-
presence known to the priest, you've never done
Yeah.
anything wrong.
That I
But
don't
the
even
thing,
fault,
the
okay,
one
hold on.
thing you
This
did
one
wrong
again.
is real bad.
I don't fault Meg. I
I'm
don't
not-
fault Meg
Nothing
or Jen
bad
in
has
that
come from
decision.
that.
That we
We
know
all
of.
know she wants to fuck the priest, but the priest just thought it was somebody getting. They were getting a coffee for this girl who was waiting on a ride.
Listen,
It's
if you
for
got,
her.
I genuinely think that if we were walking past the church and I was like, y'all, that's the priest, you'd be like, understood. Absolutely fucking understood.
You wanna
If you guys
describe
got eyes
what
and
it
That's
one
is?
of
fair.
you mulligan and a collar
Yeah.
that was just sitting in front of me, you're gonna be like, absolutely, man. Yeah.
Do you want help?
So yeah, that's all.
So Kat, who are you and what do you do?
Hi, I'm Hecate, or Cat, or Kitty K Meow Meow. Play hasn't figured out my name yet. It's
Meow
fine.
Meow is just easier. It's just all the cats in the world.
Exactly. I'm playing Kitty, who is a gangrel, and I don't know what she's doing, but she's gonna do something.
She's gonna do some things.
She's gonna do some things. I'm giving Fred to Jem and Salem to Jayce.
Well, he needs a black cat familiar. He is
It's a black cat familiar. You got a Spot? I think you'd be good with Spot.
No,
Fred's gonna
rude!
stay at the bar, so this is like she's giving it to the bar.
You can have Bud and Lou.
My slumber parties meant
Congratulations.
nothing. You're not giving me Bud and Lou, you're giving those to Duncan, and I know it.
Why are you
No,
getting rid of the
Duncan doesn't
animals?
like-
Did I miss something?
She's
Duncan
planning
does-
on committing
Duncan doesn't
vampire
actually know, I
suicide
know.
by doing something dumb tonight.
I feel like Duncan tolerates my dogs. They're just like, these are here, I guess.
These-
That's how we all feel about your dogs.
it's
I
like
love them.
Kitty
They're
goes
an
with the
OSHA
accessories.
violation.
Like,
They
if you
are
had
an
a
OSHA violation.
little vampire goth Barbie, the accessories would be 2 big fucking dogs and 2 cats.
And a
Yep.
bird.
And a bird. And a bird. So
And a
Pixie,
motorcycle. Sorry, continue.
those aren't pets.
Yeah,
You can
is
name
to
it. It doesn't
me.
mean they're a pet. So Pixie, who are you? What do you do? What's your good news?
Hi, hello, I'm Pixie. I help run this channel here, Rep RPG, and I also run my own channel. You can find me at Chaos Pixie Magic along all the platforms because Meg's trying to hurry me, and the brat in me doesn't want to listen to my all-the-time director. I think I'll just talk a little bit slower.
Get on
No.
with it.
Pixie, tell us!
So my Kickstarter got fully funded today. So
Do,
I,
do, do.
thank you. I am very, very excited about that. That means we are going to jump into stretch goals. For those of you who don't know, Mapweaver RPG is the Kickstarter the Kickstarter that I launched based on my book series of the same name. not RPG, obviously, but the Mapweaver Chronicles. It is a brand new system setting and sourcebook meant to be accessible, flexible, and adaptable for your own campaign needs. The core system is going to be very easy to plug and play into whatever setting you want, but the Kickstarter is going to come with its own setting and world and story and all of those things. Now we are in stretch goals, so we can start introducing new playable ancestries and classes. With the 10,000 was the base goal. At 10,500, we introduced the Breathless, which are an undead puppet
I
ancestry.
want them so
Yeah.
bad.
I am
souls.
so excited about them. Thank you, Matthew. So I'm so excited about the Breathless as an option. And then the next one is, I believe, at 1,500 we unlock not 1,500, 15,000 at 15,000. Because 10,000 is what I asked for. That's still a bizarre number to me. At 15,000, we unlock a custom tarot deck to go with this
I'm
series.
so fucking excited.
Because so Meg and Matthew, you know
Ooh.
how so you know how we do card flipping initiative and disasters? I'm bringing that into my system, but I realized there are 4 suits in a tarot as well. So what I'm going to do is you could pick swords or wands or any of those and pull those out instead. So I'm making Mapweaver. So like the swords are going to be pirates. The swords, like all of like my pirates and stuff like that. Like
Stop.
I'm so fucking
That's cool.
excited. So that's a 15,000.
Pixie, I'm so goddamn proud of you. This
you.
is so
Yeah.
cool.
So
Oh,
I'm
man.
finding ways to fold in the tarot decks, not only in the magic system of some of the paths, which is my version of class, but also in the card flipping initiative. So you can always do them. We have add-ons for a PDF of the books. We have add-ons for a custom dice set that matches the vibe of whatever character you would want to build within the world. And the highest stretch goal we presently have is a special edition box set of the full book series. Other stretch goals I want to do include adding sprayed edges to the special editions of like the leather bound book set, adding new art, adding new being able to afford to bring on new team members to help us get it out faster. A stretch goal is, hey, we get it done quicker because I can hire other people to do all of this stuff.
Do you know what I'm most excited about though? Like, because the stretch goals are going to be amazing. If you want like an in-depth, go check out the website.
Thank you.
But that top tier.
Oh, that
of
was your
supporting-
idea.
You're telling me custom made art of the character
Yeah.
I designed.
Manny will do
by
a
the
custom portrait
artist?
for you. Yeah.
and custom character shit.
Fucking cool.
Yep.
Yeah, and Manny
Yeah.
is so good.
He's doing
That-
so
that's
good.
phenomenal.
Oh,
He's doing
Manny, if you're
great.
listening to this now or later on, you are a phenomenal fucking artist.
Yeah.
my
He's doing
friend.
Correct.
so
Correct.
good. But if at some point you see cake arrive, it is not in celebration of the horrors that are going to beset us this episode. It is, in fact, because Cody told me I could have special food today. So
Yeah.
my special dinner was pot stickers and kids mac and cheese
I love
from
that.
from Ale House, and then I'm gonna get cake. So
That
it's
sounds so good.
I love
Great
that.
meal.
Cake and eat it too.
Eat it
I'm
too.
gonna.
Yeah.
Jayce will have his cake, and
Yeah.
Pixie will eat hers.
I found out you hit your stretch goal, and I sent you like a 2-minute scream.
Oh no, I'm gonna play it.
Oh god.
Yeah,
God.
bitch. Yeah, it was just a yeah.
You know what this is, kids? This is friendship. This is what it looks
Hang on,
like.
it was-
Raw and uncut.
Wait for it, wait for
I
it. Yeah,
have to leave.
I'm gonna
it
pull the
was.
headphones away
it was-
from my ears.
Baby, you did it! You did it! That's it! All the backer, you got all of it! You did! I'm so proud of you! You did it!
And I saved it, and I'm going to listen to
Embarrassing.
that.
Anyway.
That's in English. None of that was English. It's just chirping.
Anytime she needs some encouragement, that one.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
I saved it in chat. I was like, and saved. Done.
I offer free encouragement audios where I just scream happy noises at you.
To be fair, I offer in
Only
return
$5.99,
angry
baby.
Russian, where I try to motivate you to get up and do your fucking job, but
Fair.
in bad Russian.
Anytime
like,
I need
we're good-
motivation to do anything,
Call one of
Pixie
us.
sends me in her Russian accent.
And if you
Fine
want,
cat
I'll
on
just-
only
I'll stare at
affirmations
you.
today.
You
I'll
got-
stare at you dead eyed, take a drag off a cigarette, and just tell you I'm disappointed. So you can do with that what you want. Yeah,
I'm disappointed in that.
yeah.
We're
You
like
want-
the
you wanna
Charlie's
get
Angels
done
of
with it.
motivation and manipulation, and I like that about us. The three of us should be a team.
There's a flavor for everybody.
Friendtopia!
I put drugs in the water supply.
Everybody's trying to get all their happy out now.
We are.
Before I say the words, so the camera comes through the clouds, and we see Jayce walking away with someone in tow. So, Jayce, before the night ends, where are you going?
Jayce is going back to his apartment.
Who are you
We
bringing
never.
with you?
So hold on. I just want to clarify this really,
Okay.
really quick. So I have 2 dots in resources
Yes.
and 1 in my like personal haven.
Yeah.
So I am imagining this apartment as sort of a like not quite a townhouse because he doesn't have like 2 floors or anything, but
Okay.
like not a there
row
are
of
12
apartments.
apartments in this building. More like a pseudo house that's definitely still an apartment. Like definitely still just like a 1 bedroom. Yes, a little bit of privacy.
Yeah.
Because he is so excited to be bringing Oscar he looks like your stereotypical coffee shop barista at a really obnoxious local coffee shop.
Gotcha.
And it is
Like, are we talking about like hair, like the brown swoopy hair under a beanie
yes
with like a scarf in hot weather?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And he it's a scarf, even though he might not have it on tonight because he was stressed and doing stuff, but normally whenever he met him it was the swoop with the beanie and the scarf, and even at a coffee shop where you're working. Why would you be wearing that?
Talking about you at all.
But why would you be wearing a scarf while working in a coffee shop? Only to be obnoxious.
Because
my neck gets cold. Fuck off.
No, not while you're working customer service. Not while you're working customer service. You're moving around too much.
Manager, no, fucking should not have worn a scarf today.
And he is going back to his apartment.
Okay. What does Oscar mean to you?
Oscar.
What has he meant to you?
Oscar at one point was Jayce's partner, and it hasn't really been explored on camera yet, but they separated about a year and a half ago, about 6-ish months, 8 months before he became a vampire, and has had 0 contact since then. And as we recently learned from the scene before we left off last week, Oscar has been trying to find him.
And found your apartment.
Yes. And then lied about.
You know that he had to have been at least once.
Yep.
You felt like he'd been there a few times, even with the door being locked. And while the door was locked, your bed looks like it had been slept in and smelled like him.
And there was something in the bathroom too, not in the toilet.
Yeah, not in the toilet. So this brings us back to something we've said since episode 1 of season 1. Everyone at the table, their characters are kindred. They are vampires. They are monsters. At no point, unless you plan to be prey, should you ever assume that a kindred isn't just a monster living in a monstrous world of their own creation. Our players, on the other hand, are good people. They're not monsters. But they are playing monsters. So, before we go into anything else tonight, remember it is the character being played by the player, but it is not the player themselves. And sometimes in our world that we live in every day, bad things happen to good people. In our game, bad things can happen to bad people. When you're given immortal life and power above anyone but the gods, and certainly more than anyone around you, sometimes you can get payback because you're no longer a good person. You're a monster. So, Jayce, you get him back to your apartment.
Perfect. On the way back, he at last we left off, he had come over and grabbed Oscar's hand and pseudo apologized. The entire way back, he has I had rolled to Blush of Life so that I
Okay.
could feel warm, and he has been holding his hand the entire time and trying to hold him close as he
Okay.
has walked him back to his apartment. And he will, as they get there, he will go up, unlock the door. I believe I had. Okay, perfect. The only warding stuff I have is against ghouls, so he theoretically won't be affected. I will open the door and welcome him in.
Theoretically.
Yeah, right. I'll open the door, welcome him in, see if he gets caught in a warding circle.
No warding circle.
Okay, perfect.
He gets in. He starts to take off his like lights, Swedish leather jackets.
Mhm.
He starts to go towards the bedroom to toss it down. Like you see it, like it's in his hand. He takes it off. He's gonna go probably throw it on the bed.
Okay.
It's not the same apartment. It's not where you lived at before, but it's the same routine you've seen 100 times.
Yeah. Well, welcome home.
It's nice. I mean, I guess I really was the one that was better at decorating, but this
Well, you
isn't
know.
home.
It's been at least a temporary home for a little bit.
It's nice. It's better. It's better than the hotels I've had to stay. Had to come down here, but
I'm sure.
you know, it'd be a nice place to wrap up here, and then when we go back home.
Yeah, here, go ahead. Go put your jacket on in the bedroom. It's just over there. Do you want some tea or coffee or something?
Oh, coffee would be good.
Okay, yeah. And he'll go over to the kitchen and
Okay.
pull out some random coffee that he has. Then he'll
Yeah.
start brewing a pot. And then he will I kind of imagine that the way that Jayce's apartment is laid out is that the first room is a pretty open format for like a living room into a kitchen. No real wall separation there. And then off to the side is his bedroom. So he'll
Like off to the right.
Yeah. He'll
Okay. That's kind of what I had in mind. Yeah.
perfect. He'll go over to the couch and kind of sit on the couch and wait for Oscar to come back.
After a couple minutes of the coffee pot brewing, or whatever contraption you may have for the
Random coffee pot.
Yeah. You hear Oscar kind of talking as he enters into the living room of, wow, you could even still drink the coffee that I got you all the time? You're back to the cheap stuff?
You know, sometimes you just fall back into old habits.
Sorry, baby.
It's-
When we
it's
get
nice
back,
to-
I'll get you whatever coffee you want.
Okay, good. Yeah, I mean it's it can be nice to get back to old regular. So here, come on. Let's
And he
let's
sits
catch
down
up.
and he puts his he's got long arms. Like he's not crowding you, but he put his arm on the back of the couch, and it's just enough to like where he starts to kind of play with the back of your neck in that old familiar way of just something he would do kind of out of boredom, not trying to entice you, but just trying to.
Yeah. I'm gonna real quick roll a willpower check
Okay.
to make sure I don't shiver at disgust. I'm good. I let him continue to do that. And I'll kind of just for a few minutes while the coffee is finishing up, just kind of try and catch up with him a little bit. And over the course of the few minutes, I'll like do the subtle scooching to get a little bit closer to him.
Okay.
And like at some point, eventually get to where I'm almost leaning my head on his shoulder.
As you scoot closer, the hand goes from like playing with the back of your neck to the side of your neck, and as you scooch over, the arm kind of just snakes around you. It used to be a form of comfort, bringing you in, and now it feels like it is snaking around you.
And then he will, I think, kind of lean into that a little bit, and then and then as the conversation comes to a slight lull, he'll kind of turn his head and go in for a kiss.
He receives it. Do you want to roll a performance, or are you
No,
just going to
because
use your
I'm doing
old tactics?
something else.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. What would you like to do?
Yeah, so I'm gonna real quick roll a rouse check. And then if that works, I will tell you what. Okay, I rolled a 9 on my rouse check, so I'm good.
All right.
And as they begin to kiss,
What was your rouse check for?
I'll tell you in just a second.
Okay.
I want to make sure that I'm doing the correct rolls. I need for this man to make a stamina occult check for me.
Well, he's a kind.
I know. Technically, it still matters.
Okay.
It
Okay.
still
Oh,
matters.
okay.
I don't like that tone, sir. I don't like
I'm
that.
so
Technically, it
excited.
I'm
still
gonna say this.
matters.
I'm gonna say he has 0 fucking anything in a cult, right?
Perfect.
And I'm gonna give him what would you say his like? Describe his build. Is he athletic? Is he scrawny? Is he like a gym bro, coffee
No,
Chad?
he's like 5. Jayce is pretty short at like 5'6", I think I said. He's probably like 5'9". He's
Okay.
pretty thin, not like emaciated thin,
Yeah,
but just like fairly average-ish, thinnish build.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna
So
give
definitely
him.
not a huge gym
I'm gonna
bro.
give him 2. I'm gonna give him a
Okay.
2 in stamina, right?
Okay.
He has 1 success.
Okay. Perfect. Strength plus that. 5 dice. Okay. That was all successes.
Okay.
So I got 5 successes, so I beat his thing. So
Mhm.
as they begin kissing and as they begin making out,
Yeah.
Jayce uses his skill in blood sorcery
Uh-huh.
to be able to turn his saliva into poison. And so basically what happens.
What kind of effect, like poison?
Is
it like a? Go ahead.
So, actually what he does is instead of it just being his saliva, right before he goes in for a kiss, he bites his tongue slightly
Okay.
to get a little bit of his own blood in his mouth. And then
Oh,
they
bite your
begin.
tongue or
Yes,
his tongue?
I bite my
okay.
own tongue.
Okay.
Because I turn my blood into scorpion's poison. And
Okay.
as we make out,
Oh.
he will take. I think it's just like 1. He will take some aggravated damage, and because it is poison, he also falls unconscious. Because
Okay.
any mortal who takes even 1 point of damage collapses unconscious,
Yeah.
as per the ability Scorpion Touch.
All 3 girls somewhere in the distance all look up and go, interesting.
Interesting.
all feel something.
Oh my
okay.
God.
So does it mean like it's an actual scorpion, or is it just?
No,
Do you think it's read as like scorpion's poison?
No, no. It is very much just it's very much just like because I am now poisonous. It is now Scorpion's poison.
Okay. So I was
Because
looking at symptoms. I'm like,
I have become the Scorpion.
Gotcha. That makes more sense. Okay. Well fucking done.
So now this man is unconscious in front of me.
Yeah.
Perfect.
How long does that last, or is it more like scene based?
It lasts for. Let me see if the actual PDF says exactly how long it lasts for. Oops.
Take a little nappy nap. Good night.
Right, yeah. Because I did not see. Sorry, 3. Keep.
Well, how about we do this? It lasts as long as it's going to need to last.
Okay, perfect. I mean, I don't honestly. I don't need
kind,
it.
like-
I don't need it to last that long. The poison remains potent for one scene.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
So I will. Once he's unconscious, I will let him fall onto the couch because I get
Yep.
up. And I go over to the coffee pot. I pour the coffee out. And then I go back to the front door. I lock the front door. And I make sure all of the windows are obviously fully drawn
Yeah.
so as to black out the apartment. But I will take him, I will pick him up and move him to the bedroom.
Okay.
I move his jacket off of the bed and I will. Do I have rope? Even if I don't, I can go buy some rope real quick from a
Yeah, because
fucking
you
whatever.
were making preparations.
Yeah.
To do this.
This
Yeah.
is when you call
Oh.
Siren. You're like, you know who will have rope. Like,
Yeah.
Let's say it's not here because you didn't want him to find it if he got back in
Correct.
your apartment. But we'll say that you've got, funny enough, some of the same material that you would need to conduct your experiments.
Perfect.
Would be also very handy in a majority of ways.
Cool.
It's not like cotton or twine rope, but you have, you have some cotton, but it's some cotton twine of different colors, and you have some silk rope that are essentially spell components.
Yeah.
Ooh, aesthetic.
But
Aesthetic murder. Let's go.
Yeah.
so it's not like tying the damsel in distress to the train track rope, but it's more
Sure.
like you bought it at a bondage store, but it's
Yeah.
it's real silk. I mean,
So I will go ahead and I will tie him to the bed. And I will, for just a little bit.
I need
Jayce is-
to before we.
Yes.
So it is clear in all of our minds. Left arm to one post, right arm to what is the orientation? Is he starfish?
I think
Is-
he's starfished.
I didn't know if you're gonna starfish him or like how do I want to word this terminology? I'll just describe it where their feet are tied together and then that rope is tied to the bed.
I think
Legs
for
open,
now,
legs closed.
I think for now, legs open.
Okay.
We will see if that stays or not. But for like probably 30 or 40 minutes, Jayce will sit on the I imagine he has a little chair for reading in his room, and he will sit on the chair and just watch Oscar.
Okay.
For like 20 or 30 minutes.
Roll me. Before I ask you to roll, are you trying to make the restraints around his legs and around his wrists and ankles slip tight to where they tighten as they struggle, or knotted to not lose blood flow and injury?
Let's have them. No, I'll knot them so that I don't cut his blood flow off.
Okay.
Because I don't feel like untying it later to fix that when it becomes a problem.
I want you to roll me a dexterity survival.
Dexterity survival.
Should be 2 dice for you.
Oh God.
Sorry, I had to bring in that
No, that's fine.
little knowledge there. Like, what
That's
are we
fine.
trying to do here?
Yeah. Okay, come on, Dice. Be nice to me. Okay.
he's on
okay,
a noble
that is-
quest for revenge torture. Be nice to him.
Honestly,
Give us the drama.
Honestly, please. That's 2 successes on my
Okay.
2 dice.
Roll another one.
Okay. Oh, God, please. Okay, that's 1 success.
Roll another one.
Oh God. Please.
Or not, my friend.
I know. Okay, 1 success again.
Okay.
I'm really fucking pushing my luck though. Third one, please. Okay, lit. 2 successes.
Fair enough.
Oh god.
So while you may have tied someone to the bed before,
Not like this.
you feel confident that you take your time and you're like, okay, you could be struggling. I need to make sure that this is actually secured.
Yeah.
So everything is secured to the body and secured to the bed.
Perfect.
You feel confidently.
Then yeah, he'll sit there and watch him for 20, 30 minutes. And then as he approaches the end of that time, he will kind of stand up, crack his neck unnecessarily because he's a fucking vampire.
Yeah.
Big
it
breath.
feels good though. Mentally, it feels good.
Yeah. Big breath, walk over and just deck him.
Okay.
To A, wake him up, and B, get a little bit of anger out.
Are you going to will your poison to be ineffective?
I mean,
or are you going to wait until it expires?
This first one, I'll see what happens. If he wakes up, he wakes up. If he doesn't, I'll reassess.
You, with all the thoughts of doing this for probably thousands of times, to finally feel safe enough and strong enough to just, you got this. And from seeing others fight, because your brawl is like what, 0?
It's terrible.
Yeah. Seeing others do this.
I have 1 melee, but that's for like weapons.
Okay.
Your rage is a weapon.
Yeah. My fist weapon.
You're no longer worried about what if my hand breaks? What if I break my fingers or fuck up my knuckles or break my wrist? And are you punching like straight in the face, or are you trying to
I'm
catch him in the cheek?
Across the face. I want to hit him like right at the jaw almost.
Okay. Roll me a strength brawl. Are we doing a hydrate?
Strength brawl or a strength melee?
I have no more alcohol to hydrate.
Brawl because
Water,
you're not
bitch.
using a weapon.
Okay. That was a 5, so that's a fail. I think. Yeah, fail. Rip.
You only have 1?
Yeah, I have 1 strength. I have
But
0
do you
brawl.
want to roll strength or dexterity?
I would prefer dexterity.
Roll your dexterity. Sorry,
Okay.
I give that option to Jem and Siren when they're fighting.
No, that's
'Cause
fair. 1
how do you-
success.
Okay. So you hit him, and it's pretty fucking hard. It's harder than you've hit anybody recently.
Yeah.
And his head just goes whack to the side.
Okay, then I will I'll lean down, turn his head right back up, and then this time I will see if I can try and will the poison to be ineffectual as I punch him again.
Okay, roll a willpower check.
3, 4, 5, 6.
You have how many willpower?
6.
Twice as much as you.
God.
Twice as much.
1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
4 successes. Okay. He starts to wake up, and then you see him where you hit him at. He kind of moves away from the pain, and at the same time to move an arm up. He's like, oh, the fuck? The fuck is this?
What do you think it is? I thought you wanted to be here.
Okay. Look, if you're gonna do the kinky shit again, I don't know why I'm still dressed. Did you fucking hit me?
Yeah, because this
Did
has
you drug
nothing
me?
to do with the kinky shit. No, I
Did you-
didn't drug you. I poisoned you, but didn't drug you.
Oh my fucking god. You're a crazy ex. What the fuck were you fucking let me out of it? Were you always like this?
I'm the crazy ex, and you're the one that was stalking me.
You
That's
poisoned
fucking
me
rich.
and tied me. Yes, you're a crazy fucking ex. Let me out of here.
No, because you don't quite know what you have picked a fight with. And this is the last fight that you get to pick. And he's going to punch him again.
He immediately goes back unconscious.
Good.
You just catch him in the same fucking spot. And while he's almost looking to like, are you fucking trying to? You catch him mid turn his head, and just your ears almost hear the brain bouncing from one side of the skull to the next.
Villain era,
Okay.
villain era.
Okay. And then I will go ahead and give him a couple of 30 seconds, I think, and then give him a few light slaps on the face to try and wake him up real quick.
He wakes up and he looks at you and just stares at you with. If you've seen this look before, it's not often, but with just the most desperate and deep hatred for you. Let me fucking go.
No, because now you get to finally feel what it was like being with you, especially at the end.
He goes to scream.
I cover his mouth.
He goes,
No.
He's just mumbling.
And then I will one hand on his mouth, the other I'm going to kind of like, so if his hand is here, the other hand will like reach down his arm and slide down his arm to his finger, where I'm going to use one of my oblivion skills. And I need a rouse check real quick. That's a 7.
I love when he uses oblivion so much.
Because
Because all we've seen so far is a little shadow work.
Yep.
And being able to see with your
with my shadow eyes.
I always think abyss.
I'm so excited.
Abyssal, with your abyssal vision.
With my abyssal vision, my special eyes.
My spectral vision, because I'm a demon hunter.
So he, as his hand snakes down, just for flavor, because he's starting to use his ability, I'm using Touch of the Oblivion, which I was hoping to debut on Vegas during one particular scene, but it has waited until now.
So tell us what Touch of the Oblivion is.
So as he trails his hand down, you can see where the veins in his arm are starting to swell and blacken a little bit. Mm-hmm. And then as he reaches down to his finger, he actually grips his finger, and you can hear the bone and the tendons snap as his finger withers and breaks. And technically, if I was trying to grip him and he was able to move away, it would require a strength brawl for me to not hit him, but he's tied down and it's his finger. So
you don't have to worry about a strength brawl at all today.
No. So if the injury is inflicted on an arm or a leg, the targeted limb is rendered crippled and will, in the case of mortals, require lengthy rehabilitation, while vampires can mend it as regular aggravated damage.
So you're just trying to break
just his finger. Yeah. For flavor, you can see the veins and the you can see his veins on his arm start to blacken and the skin go a little bit taut on his arm as his hand trails down, but then when it gets to his finger, he grips it and it just snaps. Okay. The other hand still in this man's mouth.
Are you trying to take the finger off?
No.
Okay. We see a healthy man's finger age, and then you see just all the saturation being evaporated from this finger, and it ages and age spots, and then darkened almost like frostbite, mummified.
And he will, with his hand covering his mouth, just let him scream.
He does. The scream of anger and hatred when you did that to his finger turned into terror and pain.
And I will lean in and whisper, I I didn't fucking stutter. You have no clue what you have picked a fight with, and it was the wrong decision. And for the next couple hours, Jayce will spend that time either manually or with Touch of the Oblivion breaking individually each of these man's fingers
Okay.
and then going down to his foot. And I want to break one ankle. The other one is fine, but one ankle is going to be broken.
What was that Stephen King movie?
Misery.
Misery.
When she
Dolores
hobbles
Claiborne?
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Misery.
Yeah, it's Misery. Sorry.
Yeah.
But her first name is Dolores in that, right? Like, wasn't it? I don't know.
Kathy Bates is just all I know.
Yeah, Kathy
Fair.
Bates.
That's all I
Every
got.
time somebody just talks about breaking ankles,
Yeah, no, I
that's
can't
the
even
scene
watch.
I
I can't.
oh,
Nope.
bad ankles. Bad
Same,
ankles.
same,
Yeah.
big same.
How are you controlling his ability to talk? Are you
Um,
gagging him? Are you?
At first, it was just the hand,
Mhm.
but I think I will. I think because I want to hear it a little bit,
Mhm.
I will gag him.
Of course. Yeah.
So that it's just harder for him to make noise.
As you're walking around trying to think about what to gag him with,
Mhm.
you stuff some of his jacket pocket in his mouth to be able to walk around the room.
Mm-hmm.
And the thought hits you as you go to the bathroom that there's something in that basket.
Yeah, I don't want to touch it. That's gross.
And the thought fades away at the disgust.
Yep.
Sorry, that hit my head. I was like, I want to know.
I thought about it too, and then I
Okay,
was like, I don't
okay.
think Jayce wants to even touch it.
Oh, I would have fucking right in your mouth.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just because I have to take one of his socks off to be able to break his ankle, so his
Yeah.
own gross sock
Yeah,
will
there you
work,
go.
I guess. It's not like
You take some
poetic
of
or anything,
the
but
silken rope, and as you shove his, after walking and stalking you all night, sweaty ass sock right in his mouth, and you tie it in there with the silk. The screams, they're no longer screams. They're more like shouts in between terrored hyperventilation is
Mhm.
less the medical diagnosis of hyperventilation, but more the panicked breathing. Does he have a history of anxiety attacks?
I think when they first got together, he mentioned it. And I think it might have come up a few times while they were together.
Yeah.
But I think that
were they actual like panic attacks?
I don't
or was...
think so.
Okay.
It was the people who don't know what panic attack exaggeration of panic attacks are.
Yeah.
And I think that I think that was also used, maybe not necessarily intentionally, but inadvertently to manipulate Jayce into feeling bad for him.
That question on whether or not it's even real, it is one of the things that could have eaten at you over the years of him telling people, oh, I have panic attacks, and you just have to just roll your eye. So this is probably the first time you've seen him actually have
good.
a full body panic attack.
As it begins to transition from screams into maybe a panic attack, he will lean in and quietly say, because all of his talking to him has been fairly quiet.
Yeah.
Even as he was going from finger to finger, he will lean in and whisper to him, if you promise to be quiet, I'll take the gag out so that you can breathe better. But you know what I can do now. So I would only make promises that you can keep.
He's going to do a willpower roll. Low roll, he's too terrified
Fair.
to go with anything that you want to do.
Yeah.
And a high roll of please get this out of my mouth so I can scream again. You know him.
Yeah.
You see this. So he rolled high.
Okay.
He goes, or.
And he will, Jayce will begin to untie him. Untie his mouth, just his mouth, not him.
Yeah, he opens. I knew what you meant.
Yeah.
He didn't get away that fucking easy. So, he opens his mouth as wide as he can to kind of help you, so he's not obstructing you or frustrating you or irritating you. And he just slowly shuts his mouth and just looks at you.
See, we can be civil.
You can see the look of just fear, where his eyes are wide and he's trying to not agree or disagree, but just exist and not be unconscious again and gagged and beaten.
So, now that we are amicable, how long have you been following me? And I want only the truth.
Are you compelling him out in any way?
Not
Not okay. Just a few months after you left.
Okay. And
We don't.
what have you learned?
We don't have to do this.
Yes, we do. What have you learned recently?
You work at the cultural store. You like to go to a bar a lot. You're kind of private. You're never really at your place.
Whenever I asked earlier if you had been here, were you lying?
I've been in here.
Cool.
You don't have to. You can ask me whatever you want. Just let me out. Can I at least have my hands free?
God, no. What good would they be anyway? Your fucking fingers are broken. Have you looked down at them and seen them? They're kind of fucked up.
It's a lot of pain.
Yeah. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Really sucks, huh?
Yeah.
All right. And he will, I think for the next couple hours. Cause what are we approaching any like close to sunup or anything like that?
Depending
Like how
on
long do I have?
how long were you taking to do each finger?
I was letting him start to calm down before I
Just where he
went to
caught
the
his
other one.
breath.
Yeah.
Okay. And each time he did that, he started to realize on the fourth finger that this wasn't going to stop.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the fifth will be the last one. Maybe he's only going to do one hand, and he's holding his breath, waiting for the next one. And so that in between time, it kind of extends and extends. There's still 4 or 5 more hours until sunup.
Then yeah, he will over the next 4 or 5 hours will continue to, if Oscar gets mouthy, will gag him back up again.
At no point do you have to gag him back up.
Oh, good for him. Quick learner. And then he will, over the next several hours is gonna grill him for what information he knows, if he knows anything about Jayce being a kindred, if he knows anything about who he's been hanging out with, any information. And any time Jayce thinks that he is even approaching a lie, it's he's gonna grab one of the fingers and just wrench it upwards. Not gonna do anything else for it, not gonna break any other
Yeah.
parts of him yet, but he will just grab the finger and wrench it up to hurt him.
Roll me a charisma persuasion to see. Actually, sorry, wits persuasion
Okay.
to see if you can read him well enough. Like you know him. You know him
Yeah.
better than pretty much anybody.
Yeah.
But to be able to read him.
Oh, that is 0 successes and 2 crit fails.
Okay.
My good rolls have run dry.
His face does not change from
Okay.
a very yes, no. He's trying to not seem weak without trying to be aggressive in any way.
Okay.
His face doesn't change, and he answers all your questions to lead you to believe that he doesn't know you're a vampire.
Perfect.
He hasn't seen you. He knows that you hang out with a few people at the bar, and that you've made new friends. Do you ask him any expanding questions on this?
I will ask him if he. I'm going to ask him if anybody knows that he's here. Not here in this not here in this
in the
apartment,
city.
but here in this
Um,
part of the city.
He says no, he took some time off work. He said that he had family medical issues. He's going to stay home, and that's how he got out of work for a little bit. It's paid vacation.
Then I'm going to.
He also tells you it hasn't been 3 months straight. It's been like 3 months off and on trying to figure out where you're at. And then once you were stable and looked like you were staying in the same place long enough,
Gotcha.
that's when he started to come down.
Okay, then I will grab his finger again, wrench it up, and then after I feel like he's been in slightly enough pain, I will put it back down, and I will use cloud memory and say the word forget.
Okay.
So that he forgets the last few minutes.
Yeah.
And then I will ask him again if anybody knows that he's here.
Okay. Roll me another wits persuasion.
You got it.
That's so good.
That's
That
fucking brilliant.
That's
That's
so wonderful.
That's beautifully done.
I am so obsessed with everything. I would also like to point
You
out.
don't need a lie detector. You just need enough chances to figure out what his tells are.
Yeah. Also, while we are having this moment,
That's so good.
remember that during all of this, Siren is just sitting having tea with Iris, while Iris tells her everything about Oscar. Remember, she was telling her all of it, and so Siren now knows everything this fucking man put him through, and she's just sitting there drinking tea. I'd like the camera to cut at least once during the torture sequence to. God, I hope he murders that man slowly and deliberately.
We see some of the we see Siren telling Iris some of the things that she would do.
Oh yeah.
And it's so much. It's like skipping 45 steps from what Jayce has actually done so
Hers
far.
is much more direct. Hers is much more sharpened bits of drumstick underneath each fingernail to pry them off. Hers is very like cut and dried torture. She does not have the psychological thing down. Hers is, I'm gonna beat him up, then ghoul him so he heals faster, then beat him up again. It's gonna be a lengthy process every time he starts to drain of me, and I'm gonna make him thank me for beating the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Like that's her version.
And while some of those things or all those things very well may happen, it's you see the images
this is
of like
art.
the very direct but not as artistic as Jayce has been. So
Kitty just needs a baseball bat in an hour.
Oh yeah.
Jem needs to learn how to walk in other people's
stalker.
minds, and she could 100% fuck us all up mentally without like easily.
I can get you all now.
So I hate that.
We
Yeah.
know.
100%.
Yeah.
I know.
3 successes on my
Okay.
wits
Kitty's so
persuasion.
aware that Jim will mess him up one day.
None of the answers change. There's different features of his face that respond differently this time than the questions before. It's not like awareness, it's just like, wow, why would you fucking ask me that? Where before maybe he controlled his face a little bit better. And sometimes that he changed his face on the first go around, he's not now.
Gotcha. Okay, perfect. Then as he does that, he will rinse and repeat a couple of
Okay.
times and
And
will
nope.
do
there
the
is-
forget and
there is
hurt at
one-
the end of it.
A few times that you do this,
Mm-hmm.
a few cycles a few times throughout these cycles, he has told you that there are people that know he's down here, that he's only here for the weekend, that his
Okay.
boss is in town with him, the boss that you think that he had fucked a few times while you guys were together,
Yeah.
is down here with them,
Okay.
that his sister is down here with him. And every time that he tells you those variations other than no one knows he's down here,
Mm-hmm.
you know he's lying.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah. Then I am going to I think what I'm going to do is cuz I'm done talking to him today. So I'm going to go ahead and reach down and on the same ankle that
Yeah.
I broke earlier, this time the foot, I'm gonna just wither the foot away so that
okay.
so that hopefully he falls unconscious from pain, and I can go to sleep.
You petting that puppy as you say all of this somehow made it much more malicious.
Mr. Bigglesworth.
He's just so cute.
I have to watch him because Joey needed me too.
Oh,
and
fair.
No, I
And so
like it.
cute.
I like it. It's precious.
he's a
My daddy's
monster.
never evil. My daddy's such a good daddy.
Yeah.
So it takes a while as you drain the pain essentially from him and wring out every bit of pain you can get out of withering his foot.
Yep.
About halfway through the arch, he passes out.
Perfect.
Do you continue to wither the whole foot?
No,
Okay.
I'll leave that for later
Okay.
as a treat.
As the night fades away, what is everybody else doing? What are you finishing up your night with?
Well, that night I was just finishing my bikes, and then I'm gonna go
Yeah.
home.
Yeah. She's
I have
doing.
plans tomorrow.
Siren, are you staying at Iris's place?
No, I'll
or are you
head.
going-
I'll head. Actually, for once, in hearing about really, really shitty boyfriends,
Yeah.
it's made her feel weirdly uncomfortable and in need of affection. So she's going to go to Vegas's new place on purpose.
Okay.
Whereas she's been keeping her distance and has been trying to like do her own thing and whatever. She is going to head there directly
There's a
instead.
little bit of shock on his face when he opens the door and it's you.
Have I not been there before, or just has it been a while?
No, it's just like unannounced. It's he looks like worried. Is everything okay?
Just felt the need to be near someone who actually cares about me tonight. Is that okay?
Yeah, you're in the right place. Come on in.
She just into his chest immediately.
And he kind of like picks you up to bring you all the way into the house as he shuts the door. Like, I'm not hugging you in the fucking doorway. Come over here.
Coward.
Um,
And also because I believe it was the same night that she fully drained that guy. I believe it's the same night. We haven't had
It
tonight.
is.
So
It
she
is.
can hear the things she hadn't been able to hear in a really long time. She can hear his heartbeat
Mhm.
for the first. She
When he
can
wants
hear-
it to.
Yeah, exactly. If he's doing Blush of Life, she can hear any noise in the house, the creaking of the floorboards beneath there, all of those things. And she's just breathing
do
in
hear
the
the-
acoustics, the different sound of this house versus her house.
You do for the first time you kind of put things together. There's times when Vegas will use his blush of life around you, and there's sometimes that he won't. Every time that he puts it on, when it's just you two, it's been in a comforting, I need to protect. So the moment that you open the door and you go to hug him, he's already warm, and you can already hear the heartbeat all the way through.
Implying that he had it on before.
No, implying
okay,
that
he just
when he
started
saw you, he would
immediately.
have probably,
Oh my god.
because it was protect mode. Okay,
God
I know
damn
she
it,
likes
Precious.
warm and heartbeaty.
Precious. And she, you didn't have to do that for me.
What do you mean?
And she puts her hand on the.
Oh, just have it. So everything okay?
Yeah. Just.
He's going to grab your hand and start walking towards the couch. To his talking couch, essentially. Every time you want,
therapy.
every
with
time like,
Vegas.
hey, this is a serious talk, or hey,
Yeah.
this is what I need you to do. This is the talking couch. Do you try to lead him anywhere else?
Yes, actually, yeah.
Okay.
She wants physical intimacy tonight. She does not need to talk. She is just wants to be
Yeah.
surrounded by affection.
Yep.
That's
And
it.
the rest of the night, you never leave his arms, and in any way you're wrapped in him. Throughout all the throws, he's got his arms around you.
For you.
Oh, Precious, help! Amazing. Then that's her night. She's thrilled to be there. She
Yeah.
she is a little more tender, affectionate than normal.
Yeah.
She is.
He matches that.
Yeah, she's a little bit haunted by. She was with Iris. I'd fucking kill him. But Vegas gets to see a part of her that is very, very, very vulnerable to being hurt, and
Yeah.
very, very scared of being hurt, and in a way that she doesn't show the other ones. She and didn't even show Iris. It was, even though she has she's not the same. The brave.
You realized
the brave.
You realize
face is
really
gone.
early on with him that there's very little that you could hide,
Yeah,
being
so-
his progeny,
Yeah.
and that was comforting in a way because you knew you could just say everything.
Yeah.
He would know whether or not you were telling him the whole story. Sometimes he wouldn't know what you were lying about, but he would know you were holding back, and he could kind of press and get that out of you. So it was comforting just to be able to, because you know he's going to find out anyways, just to go ahead and let it out.
Yeah.
There's no need to hide or white lies or, twist things around. It was the freedom of being able to be true.
Which
And
is one of the reasons she got attached. Is she had never been able to do that, or at least not for a very long time. She hadn't been able to do that. So she, not in her own house, not in her childhood. The one person she'd been able to, vanished, and she has not had it since. So she, she just embraces that affection tonight, and it calms her down. But she tries very hard not to let him know. She's embracing it in a different way because the song is quiet. So she is listening to, again, her own music, the rhythm of the room, every single thing that happens, every sound, every breath. She hears differently, and she's absolutely and it's there is a relaxed sort of joy in her that he has probably never seen during intimacy like this. Because
I want you to roll a composure performance.
God damn it.
Because
yeah,
you're always tapping.
I know.
And moving and twitching your fingers along to that internal song. And you've seen Vegas do it in a variety of ways. It looks more like he's playing the piano on whatever he's touching, but it's
4, 5, 6, 7. Roll over here so it doesn't bump against as much shit. Okay. Oh fuck. Oh, that's fine. Oh, that's not great. 3 successes out of 7
He rolled-
dice.
He rolled 3 as well.
Shit.
He was rolling to be able to see if he picked up on how, like, he realizes that you are different tonight. There's no doubt about that. But the camera sees him smile in such a way that it's led to believe that he's happy that you're calm like this because of him comforting you.
Oh.
Versus
Oh,
the
no.
song is gone, so I'm chill.
Oh no. Okay, he can. It's also true, but not quite the same way, but also true. Sure, amazing. And she's just enjoying being able to
You just finish up a really nice tender night.
Yeah, exactly.
Jem, how are you finishing up your night? Earlier this night, you
on
went
it.
Gould's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I went to stay with it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's not mad at me anymore, so I'm good.
He's not. No, he's not. Was there anything you wanted to talk to him about?
No, not yet.
Okay. I do want you to roll me a wits awareness while talking to him. Because you're going back to his place, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No successes.
No successes? Okay. So throughout the night, he tries to reassure you that, he's not mad at you. He's not mad at the coterie. He's just irritated he's thrown into something he can't control. But
Yeah.
the
No,
rest
I
of the
know.
night, like, he just reassures you that you two are good.
And I'm sorry that Siren asked that.
I have been around enough women in my life that I'm surprised I didn't see it coming. That was a really good use of that. That was
No, it's
like, if
very...
you're going to find out, it's like truth or dare, but it's magically compelled truth.
I'm like in my
And dare.
30s. This is dumb. I don't know, man.
I'm not in my 30s anymore, and I still would have done it.
How old are you?
I'm not in my 30s anymore. And
'Cause
he
he's
looks
older.
he looks like Nas, but he looks young.
But he's older than I am, right?
Yeah, he's older than you. Yeah.
Like, generation speaking.
Yeah. Oh, no. He is age-wise, he's on. He might be the same age as like Kitty.
Okay.
Yeah, he's made enough references that, like, okay, you.
Because I know, like, when we went fighting, I was the youngest person there, so I didn't know how. Okay.
He says things, Kitty nods, everyone else looks confused.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't get that
What?
reference.
Just roll
I
around.
understood that reference.
I understood that reference.
Millennials. Yeah. No, Are you okay?
Are you okay?
Yeah.
I just found out about all the stuff you've been dealing with on an everyday basis tonight. I'm okay.
Yeah. I mean, I think it explains a lot, right?
It does. I was chalking it up all to just Malkavian. Now it's Malkavian and stress and anxiety and death notes, and
I don't even think I've hit the Malkavian stuff yet. Not really.
the way I understand it, the Malkavian stuff hits you.
I just want to test something real quick.
Okay.
Tell me who your dad was.
Do you mean Grin or do
Yeah.
you mean?
Tell me Grin wasn't your dad.
Grin wasn't my dad.
Hey, you can lie! It's out of
What?
your system.
He's not my dad.
He's not, I mean, your sire.
Oh.
Tell me he's not
He-
your sire.
He's not my sire. Oh, hey!
Hey!
I was like, no, but he's not my. I didn't lie to you.
Look at
That doesn't
that!
prove anything. Yeah.
So,
You can always ask me. Next time, at least tell me I'm going to be playing Truth or Dare.
I didn't know.
I know. I can see the look on your face.
See? But I told you, they don't trust me. They don't tell me stuff. They just sort of do things.
I mean, they weren't the one that pushed the bottle across the table.
Neither was I.
No, Candide was. Like I was saying, you
know.
can't. Candide's not going to trust anybody with that kind of knowledge. Here, drink this. What does it do? Find out.
Mad at Candide?
No, she's her. It's like getting mad at the sun because it comes back around all the damn time. I'm still mad at it, but I'd like a little bit more time in my day.
Who are you mad at? Besides the sun.
If he's gonna fuck over the Nos, then fuck ego.
Do you want to kill him?
I want him to stop. I want him to chill. I want him just to fucking relax for a fucking decade or two.
Do you think you can?
No, at this point, it's every night. Every night is another step, and it's a million steps. It's not, but it's every night steps, and how to gain leverage and secrets, and it's a lot of it is just being a good Nos. But at the same time, a lot of it is just reaching, just always reaching. You can't just understand that as long as he doesn't continue this, he'll live until the sun goes out. He can take time.
Do you want me to try to talk to him?
Well, as Candide also said, like, I don't want you anywhere near him.
Mm.
He's just going to get something on you. He's going to get a secret. You're going to let something slip. The way
I'm
your
gonna
eye.
let something slip. I'm that bad.
No, it's just everyone does. Everyone does. That's why Nos don't sit around and talk like this. We're going to let something slip.
You haven't.
I don't have anything to slip. I'm trying to be honest with you so we can all survive.
I worry about you.
I don't know how you have the energy to worry about anything else than you, let alone you and the coterie, let alone you and the coterie than all this shit.
Isn't it like this for everybody? It's been
No,
like this for
usually
us.
you just
since
have to worry
day
about
one.
yourself. I've noticed with like, what is his Hancock? Yeah, fuck. Y'all have been wrapped up in everything.
Yeah. So this is kind of normal for me. Honestly, when it's quiet, I don't know what to do.
Okay, I want to get you. What was it? I'm gonna get you a book. It's something about when you live at the highest tier of anxiety and stress. The moment you come down, you crash. I think it's
I'm
something
not
like.
anxious.
I think it's another author of fantasy books, like Caitlin Bellamy or something.
Oh, she's dope. I like her. I like her stuff a lot.
Stop it right now! I don't exist in this world. How
We
dare
bother
you!
about what we love.
Have you read the Mad Weaver series?
Oh my
Don't
God,
make
fuck
me
yes,
blood in the
I
Bayou
have. This is
I,
author tour. The next thing you know, an author walks away as a kindred. Looks a lot like Siren.
no, we drop everything to protect Caitlin when she's in New Orleans. Like, that's it.
That's gonna be my
We
next
just-
character. Is just myself. It's
Yeah.
not like y'all thought
We
Siren
should
was
all
a
play ourselves a
self-insert. She's
vampire.
at
We all
least a
have
character.
self-inserts.
Like,
Mhm.
this is hi.
I'm
My
gonna
name is
be-
Caitlin. Like,
I'm gonna be like if you guys have watched Fox Machina. I'm Matt in every
Mercer
scene.
Head.
oh my god, the eternal Matt Mercers. Oh my
Yeah.
god, bless that
Yeah.
man. Mm.
Subtle accent shifts, but
Yeah, but it's
everything is either
clearly-
him with or
clearly
without
that's
more
like that,
facial
yeah.
hair.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes self ears. No, I mean, I'm not anxious. I'm not stressed. I am sometimes, but then you let me fight, and that's been helping, but I'm not anxious.
And later on, he leads you to the bedroom.
Yeah, it does.
Alright.
And then we talk about philosophy.
And then you talk about philosophy.
Philosophy, yeah.
Yeah. Moon goes down, the sun comes up, and our kindred are fast asleep. Yes.
As a note,
Mm-hmm.
when he goes to bed,
Uh-huh.
Jayce is casting his Wake with Evening's Freshness,
Okay.
and he will lay on the bed next to Oscar.
There are multiple times
That's fine.
throughout the day that you are awakened. He's still gagged.
Yep.
You don't know how much he had to move to wake you up the few times.
Mm.
But every time he wakes you up, he's screaming. And that sound isn't going anywhere outside
Perfect.
this room.
I'll let him scream.
And
Every
when you
time he
wake-
wakes me up, I do go around, check the ropes, make sure that he's not gonna get out.
Yeah, that's really the only way to make that feeling subside, is to make sure that you're not in clear and present danger.
Yeah.
And after you do, the last time you wake up, you're waking up and the sun is finally going down, the moon is coming up, and you hear a raspy yell coming from him, like he has been yelling for hours.
Mm.
And it's just been slowly going down. His voice is just gone. It still sounds like he's been in desperate need of a glass of water for 2 years now.
I will wake up. Fake stretch. Oh. I'll just sleep.
He's stopped screaming now that you're awake again, like awake, and he's just looking at you.
I will go to the kitchen,
Mhm.
get a cup of water, come back, and I will with my Jayce was careful during last night not to touch him lingeringly for too long.
Yeah.
It was just the grabbing
I'm
a
glad
finger,
you mentioned that. Yeah.
breaking a thing, grabbing his foot, breaking it. And so today he is going to, as he reaches down, he will slightly stroke his face with his very cold, dead vampire hands.
Well, I was gonna wait until you said if you were doing a blush of life. So that answers that question. So go ahead and give me a rouse check for rousing for the day.
You got it.
Yeah, I was wondering, like, because like he's going to be able to touch you unless you you sleep on the couch or you got like a California king, because he's starfished.
Yeah.
And you're gonna sleep next to him. Like,
part of me probably did touch him, but it was probably like,
well, you're
'cause I
dressed.
think-
You're not gonna sleep next to him.
No. And it was very much like head on his part of his arm with his clothes still on and like me still clothed. So, I did fail my rouse check, so I'm a little bit hungry there.
Okay, what does that put you at? 3?
2.
2. Very nice.
Oh, hungry.
A little hungry.
Okay.
Hungry. He's just a little
And
guy.
So he doesn't give you an answer. He just stares
that's
at you.
fine.
He's realized at this point, like he all day.
Yeah.
No help. No nothing.
I'll slowly stroke his face with my very cold vampire hand.
He goes to kind of move and then stops. Like he wants to snatch his head away from you, but he also knows that may not be a good idea for him to like snatch back from the predator.
Yeah.
He just
And
takes it.
then I will flash him a little bit of a grin, not hiding any predator like emotions or anything like that.
Here's
And-
something we've never really talked about on Vampire.
Do we have fangs?
How do our fangs work?
Yeah.
They
I
do
like
just
the-
detract and detract.
I like
So,
the
we
retract.
have
They
the
do.
the retract. Okay, do you?
Because
do
there's a
you
flaw where your
retract?
fangs stay out.
Right,
I-
yes,
There's
there
a
The old
flaw where
claws
your
pop
fangs-
out.
He
Pop
will
out.
grin and specifically
out, buddy.
pop out his claws. His
I would
Yeah.
say,
fangs, not
do you
claws,
pop
but
one at a
fangs.
time, or is it just like
No,
chink?
it's just both, and
Okay.
they will already have been out whenever he smiles.
Okay.
Um,
You see that the cold touch. He raised an eyebrow of more like, why are your hands fucking cold, like, like that.
why is your
The
blood circulation so bad?
moment your fangs pop down, abject terror, silent, just terror.
Good. I will untie his gag. And
Not a goddamn peep.
I perfect. I will sit on the bed slightly, and I have the glass of water in my hand. Would you like some water?
Yes, please.
And I will begin to let him drink.
Okay.
And then after he's gotten a few gulps, just dump the rest of it on his face.
He tries to like move, and his hand yanks, and then just
I'll reach
It's
and
a-
wipe his face off.
it's like he tries to scream about how bad that pain hurt of his withered hand or his withered fingers pulling against that and causing himself pain, and he stops himself as soon as the sound escapes his lips. He stops.
Good, you're learning. All right. And he will put his cup on his nightstand. So, now that we're being honest with one another, do you really think that what you did, if I had not done all of this, was a good idea?
He kind of looks down at your chest. He looks back up to you. This isn't the best way to go about this. I love you and I wanted you back. I want you home. But you're right, this isn't the way to do that. I'm sorry.
Mm.
I love you.
And I'm going to slap him.
He looks, and then you see his face change of anger, like to anger. And he looks back at you and he lets that face drop. You saw it. He knows you saw it, but he let it drop back.
On, I thought we were being honest. You don't need to fake a face with me.
Are you going to kill me?
I haven't decided yet.
Is there any way I can get out of here?
Maybe.
Tell me how to do that.
Be honest. Even if you're angry. Because I'm really fucking tired of you lying to me all the time. Because that's all you did for 2 years. Well, probably the first month or two was okay. But after that, are you fucking kidding me? You lied that long and now you're going to keep doing it?
Okay, I'll be honest.
Or?
He kind of looks back down to your chest, not wanting to look at you in the face.
So, do you or did you actually love me? Or is it just this weird controlling bullshit that you just liked having power over somebody?
He looks up to your eyes the moment you ask him that, but he lets you finish. He goes, I do love you.
Really? Got a hell of a way of showing it. Okay. And he will, for the next probably couple hours, go through events which are in his mind still crystal clear of memories of times that Oscar told him he couldn't hang out with somebody that he had met at the coffee shop. Times that Oscar had 'cause I don't think that Oscar ever actually put hands on him,
Yeah.
but times when Oscar was controlling, times
Yeah.
when he lied, times when he lied about lying. And he's going to go through each one of those for the next few hours and ask him every single time if he thinks that that is how somebody should treat somebody else if they love them. And you can also see over the course of these several hours Jayce is, throughout this entire time, he has been cold. He has been
Like almost interview style.
mechanical. Well, even yesterday he was a little bit cold. He was almost allowing himself to enjoy inflicting pain on him, and he was trying to be mechanical and keep his anger and his deep sadness for his past self out of it, and be more of a different person. But in these few hours, you can watch Jayce start to become almost like he's getting really sad and is like breaking down into past Jayce and not monster killer Jayce.
Yeah.
But is also because he is recounting his own traumas with Oscar, is not like reverting back and like falling back into Oscar or anything, but it's very much like you can watch him become almost Kine again in his memories as he's asking him about these things.
Roll me a. How important is it that he actually tells you the truth of this is how someone loves someone? Or is it more important that he hears the recounting of his sins?
I think at the beginning, for the first few questions, it is more important for him to be telling the truth. But as Jayce not regresses, because that flavors it as a bad thing.
Lives through it.
But as he changes from this cold interview mechanical person into somebody realizing what they have been through as he recounts it himself, he just wants Oscar to hear it and to see how bad it hurt him and to realize what he had done.
Every single time that you ask him a question, especially at the beginning where it's more questions than, and you did this.
Mm-hmm.
You get no, he just answers you a yes or a no. No, that's not how someone treats someone who they love. And those same answers, every time even when you get emotional and you're reliving all those times, if you're going on, if it starts as a question and it ends in a statement, he says nothing. If it ends in a question, he says no. That's not how you show someone you love them. And no. Yes, you're right. No.
As Jayce comes to a pause with his questioning, can I see what if I can read Oscar and see what he is actually thinking right now?
Yeah. Go ahead and roll me a wits insight. You got history with them. It's not intelligence, but
Okay. Not bad. 4 successes.
okay.
7
He's
dice,
very
so.
stoically answering your questions exactly how you would expect your answer to be, like
Me to want the answer to be.
He's even when you're like leading him to say yes, but you need him to say no, he's saying no. Like, because that's how you treated me. Is that how somebody, how you treat someone? No, you're right. But that's how you treated me, right? Yes.
Mm-hmm. I think as he realizes that he's gonna slap Oscar as hard as he can. Because, and as he does it, he like realizes what Oscar's doing, and I think he'll reach down and slap the shit out of him. And as he does, he just tells him, "I thought I fucking told you that we're not lying to each other anymore. What the fuck is this?" And
not lying, you're right. And then as soon as he says, "You're not lying, you're right," that right sound meets that smack. Dexterity brawl.
You got it.
You said as hard as I can. I want to roll for as hard as you can.
Yep.
Still 2 dice.
Ooh, okay. I got a crit success and a
Okay.
crit fail.
Okay. He does go unconscious.
Okay, that's fine.
He goes unconscious before he can see the disappointment on your face that you didn't hit him fucking harder.
Okay, that's fine.
Like there was
I
a moment
will-
you're like, I want to snap his neck. Shit, I'm
Yeah.
gonna snap his neck, and you like slow
Yep.
down.
Yep. Okay, he is going to he has to get out of the room.
Yep.
So he's going to go into the other room. And he knows he'll be out for at least for at least 30 seconds. So he has a little bit of time to recompose himself. And the camera can kind of see Jayce try and become that mechanical, emotionless person again.
Okay.
And a little bit of it, he's able to sort of succeed, but he's kind of in between where he just was and where he started.
Okay.
And then you can kind of see him cock his head a little bit as he thinks about something. And then he shakes himself off, goes back into the room to shake Oscar awake.
While Oscar regains consciousness, the rest of our kindred are waking up for their nights. Siren, did you go back to your place or did you stay at Vegas's?
I stayed there.
Jem, did you go back to your place or did you stay at Id's? Okay. Kitty, where'd you go back to after the bikes?
I went back home.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Did you expressly tell Duncan to stay over? I couldn't remember if Duncan was staying over.
He had boys' nights with the other boy, the
That's
one I
right.
am in charge of.
With he
With
had
Eddie,
babysitting
that's
night.
his name.
Yeah.
He was on babysitting duty, so wherever they went, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's the side episode. Can we just watch Boys Night with Eddie and
Yeah.
Eddie and Duncan, please?
But when Kitty does wake up, she texts Siren and Jem and asks if anyone has a car she could use.
I have many. What flavor you need?
Expensive.
Got it.
Driver or driverless?
Oh yeah, I realized that.
Driverless.
All right. I do. I feel like
There's a couple of the vets left
Yeah.
that spent their GI Bill money on a car.
and I would like to borrow one.
Okay.
Um,
Are we thinking Escalade or are we thinking Ford Mustang?
Ford Mustang.
yeah.
Let's say you're dealing with the military guys. You get either the Escalade or you get the Ford Mustang.
That's
Sorry,
fair.
now it's Chevy Camaro.
I would
Sorry.
like one of them to be the odd man out who got an old-fashioned refurbed Thunderbird. I feel like
Oh.
that. I feel like
No, but I
that
need
is a
the Ford
vet thing.
Mustang.
God damn it! All right, fine.
Fair.
Mustang. I'm gonna look for a Thunderbird.
Yeah, talk to my
Um,
dad
I need
about
the-
my old
I-
T-Bird.
There's a
I
reason
had
why
an old
it's the
T-Bird.
expensive sports car. Trust me.
Yeah.
I have to
It
zero
was-
this. You have an old T-Bird and you drive
No,
that
I
cube?
don't.
Okay.
No. My dad sold it when we were in Virginia, but it was my first car.
Fuck him.
And it was this like baby yellow, like real, like almost beige, old T-Bird. And I'm like, awesome, amazing. And then I had a Ford Mustang Mach 1. And then my dad sold that when I went to boot camp. I'm like,
Jesus
look, could you
Christ.
stop selling my fucking cars. Oh, buddy, I didn't think you liked it. No, I love me a Mustang. So the Mustang shows up. It is baby blue,
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
like a metallic blue,
Mhm.
like a silver fleck metallic blue, with a black stripe going from the on the hood, and then from the side near the fender all the way down to the tail.
Siren is
And
driving.
it is a
and-
2020-ish.
Sure.
It is a brand new
Yeah.
Ford Mustang.
Siren
Wonderful.
is driving. She has already plugged her because she's already plugged her Zune into the fucking thing
God.
because she keeps getting burners, so she can't keep her music on her
Oh
cell
my
phone.
god.
So
Yeah,
when she
no,
has
that's
too
right.
much, this can't be tracked.
They make iPods.
Those can
They
be
just
tracked.
make iPods.
They can be tracked. Old shit
Jesus.
can't. She's
The little
paranoid
iPod
now.
Nano clip.
Get an iPod Nano.
It's her
Yeah.
old. It's like from
Big
it's
play.
her like from high school. Like
What song is
She
it?
is
I don't
money.
know.
They did not do a Zune.
Oh, they did. She did.
No,
You thought
she's
her?
from money.
Yeah, you think her parents knew she fucking had it? She has that. It's
Okay.
hers.
Oh
Like,
god, my skin.
I'm just saying, I would have preferred the Zune
Yeah.
to take off instead of the
Can we
iPod.
get back to the
But
torture? Because this is disgusting. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
yeah. My Zune is already plugged in. And it was a Zune HD was the one I had. As in high school, genuinely. And it was blue. And it's
so
already.
you take the car.
Yeah.
Now what?
I pulled up. I was waiting for.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, and the Zune was blue. Like,
I walk over to the driver's
Good.
seat and I open it.
oh.
No. You borrow one of my boys' cars. I'm driving. Where are we going?
I close the door and I start calling an Uber.
She just sits there.
She
and
wanted a
waits.
car. She didn't want a buddy.
I open the
did
car.
not-
Okay.
I
She's
need
asking
go
to
do some
borrow
stuff.
someone's car. Like
Okay.
I was asking to borrow the car. I have some errands to run by myself. And my bike's out of commission.
kicks the door
Currently.
open. Just bring it back in one piece.
It will be in one piece, I promise. Or I will buy the exact same car with Victor's card.
One big piece.
It will be in one
It
piece.
was car shaped. Now it's ball shaped.
I am not
but it is
lying.
One
May
piece.
the record show.
The mirror is still
Um,
intact.
Eddie's inside if you want to take him for the day, teach him some stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, when you woke up, Eddie was already back at your place.
Good. That's where he's supposed to be. If he's not there, he dies. That's what I told him.
Yeah. Well, he didn't know like if he was staying at Duncan's, but like he woke up, Duncan was asleep, and he had a panic attack. He went back to your place.
Sounds right.
Valid.
He would not have. I take that back. He would not have stayed at Duncan's place because he
No.
wants to sleep on his horde.
Yeah.
Do you
Let's
talk to
read
Duncan
the-
at all on your way out?
Probably not at the
Okay.
moment. She's kind of pacing a bit in the morning, and she looks at him, and it's just like, okay, you're here, good. I'm gonna see if Siren wants to teach you some stuff today. If not, then you are free to move about the cabin as you wish. Do you have any questions? Are you okay?
No, totally good. Describe to me how you envision Duncan's place.
Duncan's place?
Yeah.
I don't know where the fuck does Duncan live, storyteller.
No, I just like because. Okay.
He has always been described as this, like, punk kid, so I always
Yeah.
imagine like a punk kid's room.
You don't realize off the bat why there's a new like band poster
Uh-huh.
in hanging up on your wall that is temporarily Eddie's.
No.
Do you look at it? Does he see it?
Yeah.
He looks up. Yeah, Duncan gave me that.
Of course he did. Is it
Yeah.
as a friend thing, or did you attach yourself to Duncan as well?
I told him what happened, and he goes, "Well, here, just so this doesn't happen to me, here you go." That's.
Are you hungry?
I mean, I think I'm still good on the bags.
Okay.
That's cool. Yeah.
No, yeah. Everyone feeds the way they want to feed. I have to go run some errands today. Storyteller, when I'm saying I'm running errands, I'm kind of lying. I'm not
figured.
fully lying.
Yeah. No.
So...
I figured you were trying to do errands in an area or in a way that
Yeah.
got them all done.
I'm not fully lying.
Or
I
is your
am
errand for the
prepared to.
day?
I am prepared to fully lie today, so I'm just letting you know that.
I will say this: I think that anything that you plan on doing is an errand.
Yeah.
So you're not lying at all. You're planning on
Exactly.
doing things today. Those are your errands for the day. Yeah.
I'm gonna assume that Siren gives me the car,
Yeah.
and they
yeah,
can
she
do
said
whatever
she
they
did.
want with Eddie.
Yeah.
First thing I'm doing on my list of things that I'm doing is I'm going to see if there's any clothing store is still open since first thing at night, and I'm buying a suit, like a male suit.
Yes, but I will say this: there is 2 black suits, one too tight, too tight. It would form fit rather well. There's one black suit that is baggy.
I need one that's a little taller than me and a little bit skinnier than me.
Are you buying this for specifically someone you know already?
Kinda.
Okay. But someone you know who you're buying the suit for, essentially.
Yes.
Okay. You find one black one that would be maybe the jacket might be a little shorter than what was usual, but would fit. And not in a weird way. It's not like a tank top suit, dress top, but like just too short. And some really good quality, but weirdly colored suits that would fit. Like there's a bright pink one, there's a yellow one, there's a purple one, there's a cheetah print one.
It would have to be the black one.
Okay. Yeah. You think it'll look good if you remember them.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know who we're talking about, so we're gonna get there. But you get a suit you think would fit, yeah.
I buy it. I put it in the car.
Okay.
And I get in
you
the
buy
car.
it with whose money?
Victor's money.
Victor's
I have
money.
no money. I have zero money. And I will tell. Anytime I buy something on his card, I text him and tell him that I bought something and that it's important. One day he will shut off his card. Today is not that day. Are you rolling something for Victor?
No.
Okay.
No.
I will simply continue to ask Cody, do you shut this card off?
Hey, so I did use Victor's card today.
I did use Victor's card today.
Okay, but yeah, you get the car.
Okay. And I am going to find a kind of dark, secluded place to park first.
In what direction?
You know
Like
what
where?
direction. I'm
Okay.
going across the river.
You're going down south, across the Mississippi. Okay. Yeah, you can take it. Are you parking across the river? Like you're
I'm
gonna
gonna
take a
park
ferry in the
before
car?
the river.
Okay, I didn't know if the car was coming across with you or not.
No, the car will stay there. Oh,
Okay.
well, no, the car's going to come across with me. I'm trying to project a certain edge currently.
Yeah. So you're gonna bring the car with you so they can see.
Yeah.
It.
Before we get there, though, I'm gonna park kind of in a dark, secluded area.
Yeah. Okay.
And if I may have control of the camera for 10 seconds.
Always. Go ahead.
The kitty kind of puts the window down and kind of like starts getting dressed kind of in the seat. And the camera spins on Kitty as she kind of like touches her face and her skin starts to move. And she starts to move everything around and elongate and move her flesh with biscuitude. And the camera spins. And when it comes back, you're looking at Addison's face.
Oh shit. Okay. Okay. Roll me. We'll say that's naturally done. You're using your ungodly given powers. You roll me a
Biscuitude, yeah.
composure performance.
Sure. 1, 2.
See how well you do with this. Because you could do it, and you could pull it off, but under how much scrutiny?
That is 3 critical successes.
You look back into the mirror, and if it wasn't for what you know you just did, you would be looking in the face of Addison Claiborne.
And I go across the river into Anarch territory.
Okay. To anywhere specific, or just to?
While we're heading there, she uses her burner phone to kind of look up like super fancy areas like around over there, like something like someplace that would be like, like busier areas over there.
Yeah. Okay. She crossed the New Orleans Bridge into Mississippi, and I can't find.
It's your world. Make it up, man.
I can't find the city. So
It's your world. Make something up.
Look, I'm horrible at geography. If I was trying to be in the city, I know where some countries are, but as for the streets, no. So you cross the river,
Mm.
and you're immediately in a district that is like there's a U.S. Navy yard. We'll say that. How to describe it? It's a naval base, but it's right there, and with that comes a lot of kind of like college age kid bars. There's a lot of restaurants that seem like a fancier version of their usual selves. Like it's not like a Red Lobster, but if Red Lobster tried to upclass like their building and stuff, like it's oh, they got a real fancy McDonald's over here and stuff like that. It looks like a lot of money is in this area, but if you're looking for what you've heard of like Addison money, of like the business,
Business area.
that's a little bit more inwards, and you can 100% go there. They've got
Yeah.
some nice restaurants. They've got nice apartment buildings.
She heads there.
Okay.
And then she's gonna park again. I didn't say I brought this with me in the beginning, but she would have brought this with her.
Okay, that's fine.
Is her baseball bat,
Okay.
and she's gonna push it up the sleeve and biscuitoot it into her arm.
Okay. That's the weirdest Wolverine ever. Stalk.
I can't just carry on a baseball bat as Addison, so I'm gonna have it.
Yeah.
Cricket, maybe. Cricket bat. Fine.
I'll give you one better. If you punch anybody with that arm, it will do more damage, and you will have to roll less dice, or because now you got a whole bunch of metal in your arm.
It's a wooden bat.
Or you can. Oh, it's wooden bat.
Yeah.
Well, they'll take damage in different ways, or you can roll less dice. We'll find.
Okay.
Yeah. Where are you walking around to?
Yeah. She's gonna park the car. He, whatever they are now. Park the car.
Okay.
And they're gonna get out. And I'm going to I sense the beast on my eyes.
I fucking knew it. I was like, how is she gonna find people? Oh, she's just gonna find them. Yeah.
And basically she's looking for kindred who recognize Addison. Or come up to him.
Roll me a wits awareness as you walk around.
Cool. That is 4 successes.
4 successes. Okay. As you're walking around, you don't see the amount of kindred that you do in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Maybe one every couple blocks. As you walk around, people coming and going, and it's earlier in the night, so it's feeding time. No one that you recognize as kindred seems to know who you are. But a few, you've caught the same 2 or 3 as you walk around that seem to know what you are. There's almost a look of recognition that you see, and it's 2, maybe 3 without the hoodie on. You don't remember.
Okay. And they are appearing.
It's not like they're following you, but they're generally around, and you've led them in a way like, okay, they're following, but they're not acting like they're following. They just seem to be keeping an eye on you.
I will continue to walk for a bit, and I'll turn down whatever alley there is and see if they follow me.
No one in the alleyway that you can see, and no one up top. Comes around the corners, comes over the lip. But you're in a dead end alley. But nobody seems to come in your view. It's not like they're going to confront you. You get the impression that what you know of Anarchs, they're just keeping an eye on you, and they know you went
Uh-huh.
down there, and they're not coming down an alley with you.
Yeah.
So they're probably just watching you.
Cool. I'm gonna say in my most Addison voice, if you're going to waste my time, you better do it quickly so I can get on with my night.
With that, you see one guy pop over the lip of the roof. He doesn't jump down. He just looks over, and he's got his arm up. He goes, "I'm just trying to figure out why you're on this side."
I can't enjoy a night out on this side.
Well, judging by how much that suit probably cost, either you're a toreador with some tailoring issues,
Ha!
or you're a broke ass Ventru,
Hmm.
but you definitely walk like Cam
Hmm.
because your performance was that good.
My performance is not very good. I am very good at dancing, but it's nothing else.
Well, I was rolling performance of like not only how do you look like, but how you carry yourself.
How you carry
as,
yourself. I know.
You made yourself walk a little bit more uppity than Kitty usually does.
Yeah. Can I roll anything to see if they are lying about like not knowing who he is?
Yeah. Roll me a wits insight.
Wait, insight. 1, 2, 3. What's my insight? Oh, 0. Cool. All right.
Tell no lies, detect no lies.
No
This is
lies.
how we do.
I got 1, 2, 3 successes out of.
3 successes? No, he doesn't. He's very calm about the situation, but he doesn't look like he's lying to you.
Okay, cool.
You do realize that what he said was, "What are you doing on this side?" Not that he didn't know him, and not that he did know him,
Mm-hmm.
but that you were definitely Camarilla.
God. Really hoping somebody recognized him. See if he's over here. With that, she's gonna. Gangrel are historically
Rar.
raw, but historically anarch.
Yeah, they lead more, especially in these nights. To have Gangrel inside the cam is a very New Orleans thing, not the rest of the country right now.
She's gonna do her cat eye thing.
Okay.
And you be wrong about one of those things.
Well, that's new.
We got your attention.
He hops down, and this is from the roof of the building down to you. Lands
I
with
do
his
the same
hands in
thing
his
sometimes.
pockets. Yeah, you do. You do a lot.
I am not impressed at all.
He
In
just-
true Addison fashion, I do not look impressed.
He lands flat on his feet, his hands in his pockets, very anime style.
Love that for him.
And he does not have a visual indicator, but you've noticed when people are using Sense the Beast on you, or sense the Beast on you, not Sense the Unbeast. That's a merging of two different powers.
Have we ever said what Kitty's like beast looks like or kind of is?
We haven't. I was going to let you describe your beast.
Oh God. Kitty's beast is an animal that has been beaten to the point of fighting back. Like was beaten to submission and then pushed too far.
Yeah.
So Kitty's beast is one of straight vengeance.
You see his eyes shift and his eyebrow raises. Well, if you're not Mr. Claiborne, who are you?
Someone looking for him.
Well, that makes two of us.
Oh, thank the heavens. And she'll flip back to herself.
This works a lot better. This is a much better look for you.
Thanks. I think so too.
You're not gonna get fucking staked if you look like this.
I was trying to see if anyone recognized him. Came up to me, was stupid.
Recognize, yes, stupid. Not tonight. Maybe tomorrow night.
I'll try again tomorrow then.
No, What I'm saying is, I know who he is. I'm not gonna just meet you in a dark alley. Cause fuck that dude.
Fuck that dude. Exactly. Okay, cool. We're on the same side here. And she just takes off the suit. She has like her shorts and her like bralette under the suit, and she's like, "Fuck this, man."
Do you take the baseball bat out?
No,
Are
it's
you-
still in my arm.
Okay.
I'm not gonna pull out a weapon.
How
in
much
this
does
dark
he owe
alley.
you?
How much does he owe me? I know
That's what he asked.
He
That's what
hurt
he asked
some.
you.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's just hurt some really close friends of mine. How much does he owe you?
enough that I hope I get to him before you do. Then you can have him. I'd like to get my money back before you, whatever him.
He owes
Yeah.
you money?
Yeah,
Addison.
the dude who you just were a second ago. Yeah,
How long ago? When was the last time you saw him?
it's been about 2 months since he decided he was going to not only defect from Camarilla to us, but to then just go off on his own with a lot of big fat pockets and broken promises. So,
Interesting.
definitely safer not to walk around with his skin.
Good to know.
Neat little trick.
Thanks. I have a lot more.
I do not doubt that at all.
She kind of holds out her hand. Kitty.
Marcus.
Nice to
And
meet you. Marcus.
the camera's been facing Kitty this entire time, and as the camera pulls around, we see a dark-skinned man, bald head, thin but very manicured facial hair. I forgot what it's actually called. A little pinstripe of hair.
A chin strap.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
But like pulling it off, it goes up into a little soul patch area. So, new in town or just coming in across the river?
Coming in from across the river.
Well, no one here to really bend the knee to, but stop by and say hi when you come on through.
Absolutely. Not here to rustle any feathers.
Yeah, our
Trying to
feathers are pretty
find-
hard to get rustled.
That's fair.
Just don't go hang out across the river too much because people want to rustle you and your feathers. And money.
That's fair. I don't have any of that, so.
Well, are you going to be in town for the rest of the night, or are we still doing a manhunt? You going to put a mask back on?
Do you know anyone else who's seen him? Or anyone else I can talk to?
No. You can tell that he needed money, that he had connections.
Mm-hmm.
He said who he was and who his sire was, and that he was trying to open up his own ventures. And
Who did he say his sire was?
fuck, some uppity bitch.
Yeah, that's right. You don't say anything else. I know exactly who you're talking about.
I had somebody check it out. It was him, but he wanted money, and I'm the only one over here that you're gonna ask money from.
Who, the Baron?
You do know your stuff.
I've been around the block.
Okay. But yeah, if you're gonna ask for money from any of us, it's gonna have to be annotated and marked down, and money aren't boons, so don't really care about those much either. But if I tell you you owe me something, you owe it. Favor's a favor, and I expect mine back.
Well, if I happen to get to him before you, I will not completely murder him before you get your chance to get your money back. How about
You
that?
can 100% 50K, and then you can do whatever you want to.
50K?
Yeah.
Jesus, what do people do with all this
I'm
money?
not saying
I don't
that
understand.
I'm not saying that you have to pay me to kill him. I'm saying before you kill him, get the 50K out of him. Then
No, I understand what you said. I don't do money, so I'm very confused about the whole thing. And if someone gives me a big amount, I'm just like, what do you spend that on?
realistic, you spend it on little poor broken venturers that want to build their own way. But no,
Why do you trust him?
because I know where to find him. Well, I knew where to find
Well,
him.
now you don't.
I knew where to find him. Look, nothing's fucking perfect. Have you You've been around a little bit. Every night's a fucking shit show.
God, do I know that? Where's a good place to eat?
Oh,
I'm a little
Joey's, come on. Oh, hold on. Eat or eat, eat. Eat, eat, eat.
Eat.
Okay, that's not Joey's. You ever need a good burger? Joey's.
I don't remember that.
No, actually, different Joey's. We're going to Joey's. Joey's the
Different
bar.
Joey's. Got
Different
it.
It's in Mississippi. We're going to say there's a couple places in town named Joey's. Joey's Bar and Grill, and then Joey's Bars, and it's like
Bar.
spinning poles, it's stripper poles.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's bars and girls instead of bar and grill. It's a big lawsuit going on right now in Mississippi. But
It's bras and girls.
bras and girls.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys go to a it's pretty nice. It's a strip club, but it's pretty nice. There's tons of fucking people here. You have your pick of the litter.
Wonderful.
Are you looking to share with Marcus? Or are you looking to
Man, I have a boy at home and he's really cute, so I'll eat myself.
Yeah, he kind of asks if you wanted to double date or if you wanted to just grab a bite by yourself. And are you looking to have a conversation with him or anything? Or just kind of be like, cool, I'm going to go my own way tonight then.
I'll probably talk to him a bit more.
Okay. Anything specific?
Trying to get more of a layout of the Anarch territory over here. Like if he's willing to talk about it, other big people. Yeah. I won't tell him I'm a hound ever. At all.
He figures that you are. He almost.
If he asks, I do say Camarilla my marriage.
He doesn't ask if you're Camarilla. He just assumes that you are, and you get that assumption because of the way he speaks and asks you questions and like. So, Kangaroo, I heard your primogen over there is badass. I don't know why she just won't fucking get with the rest of us and just come on over.
The prince is a dumbass, but he looks good.
We've actually had
rare.
We actually had good working relationships. Like we don't get murked in the street. We just kind of get asked to not come back the following night, and that's a lot better than not seeing the following night. So that's cool.
He wants what's best for New Orleans, and I can believe that.
Yeah.
I'm not good with authority, so.
Different ideologies don't let us like hang out together, but he's kind of young, but don't mind the ship he's running over there.
Kitty, remember that. He's kind of young. Is he? How old? Do you know? Give me more information. Please.
Young might be just comparable.
Yeah. I'm pretty young, but these are babies compared to me. Yeah. We've been having a bit of a Sabat problem. Have you been experiencing the same thing over here?
You ask some real big questions before dinner.
You can wait till after dinner.
That's after dinner. I'm going to go home and have a second dinner. It's not so much of a problem. Like, so when he talks about like how big is the area, when you start asking those questions, you find out that there's a large central population near the river, because accidents happen near rivers, as well as it's also really close to where all the other fun stuff happens in your side of the. But it extends basically to the city line, as all recognized Anarch, and he mentions that they've had some Sabat issues like on the border, not trying to like come in or anything, just like they'll happen to be in the same small area where like, hey, did you hear a fucking Sabat fucking orgy met the sun last night? That kind of thing.
Troopers love them.
He makes it know like they don't have any contact with them, but they're around on the outside.
I keep an eye out for him because word the rise, Addison may have been messing around with them once he messed around with the Anarchs. So
he just kind of like leans his head back.
I don't think you're gonna see your money, bud. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. I'm just gonna go
You
get
know
it from.
who's that problem? If you want to fuck around with Camarilla, Sire's child or Sire's problem. You can go
Well,
to
that's
Leopity
that's
bitch
what I
and
was
get your
gonna
money.
say. Was I'm just gonna get it from her then, and
There you
she'll tell
go.
me where he's at. Or oh fuck, just gotta get in. Hey, do you know a good way to get into the city and without being like? Do we have a layout of your side where we can see where we cool at and where we're not cool at?
I like this guy. If the prince finds out, he's gonna kill me. So I
You're
give
not
him
really.
I give him
You're
some good places to get into the city.
yeah. You're not giving like state secrets away. Like that.
No, I'm just like, if you
He's
go
more
through
like.
this bayou, no one's over there. You can get in perfectly fine.
Yeah, he's more like saying like, hey, how far does our Q's region stretch? To where like, is there navigational ways and bars and stores and stuff that
Yeah.
aren't really owned or operated by one clan or another?
Yeah.
So
she'll give him that.
yeah, okay. It's not state secret. It's like the prince isn't
Yeah.
gonna really kill you for it. You're like, could you not tell the fucking anarchs everything? But it's not really that big of a deal.
But they're cool.
Yeah.
Bye.
So yeah, he just kind of he picks you a little bit for information, finds out kind of where your boundaries are, and you do the same for him. But
Yeah.
is there anything else you wanted to do today?
I'm gonna go out to eat.
Okay,
I'm gonna go away.
sounds good.
A little further away out from find a guy. And her preferred feeding is someone's absolutely terrified of her.
Yeah.
So she gets a guy and leads him somewhere. And that's when she pulls out her bat. And she
From
looks
her
at
arm
it.
in front of him.
Yeah, absolutely. she
Yes.
does.
Well,
Done.
like I said, there's
Terror.
a Navy base there, and it's not too hard to find
Mhm.
a lot of probably intoxicated this time of night if they're still off base and out wandering around. But you notice a lot of crew cuts walking around.
Yeah. I grab one.
get
I don't
one
care
and-
if he's an asshole or if he's nice. I'm just getting one.
Yeah. Do you pull them like a dark alley or just kind of like behind a building?
We'll do behind a building.
Okay.
Because people walk in dark alleys all the time.
Yeah. You pull him in. He thinks he's about to get made out with by this hot chick, and
Mhm.
he's intoxicated enough that the moment you start pulling a bat out of your arm, it's like his eyes trying to like focus, like he doesn't recognize what he's seeing, and like he does like move his, and then at
she
that
kinda
point, like you
flips
have it in
her
your
hand.
hands.
She kind of
He
flips it and
he
goes
just books off trying to run.
in the back of his
Doesn't
head.
get very far anyways because he's shit faced.
Mhm.
But yeah, just oh shit, and then turns and then bing. Sorry, it's wooden back. And then
It's the first hit, and after the first hit, she kind of holds it for a moment. Then she goes for a second hit, and a third.
just about the time that he turns around, you hit him, and he goes unconscious.
She keeps hitting
Okay.
over and over, and then she stops, and she finally grabs an arm and drinks until
Okay.
he's dead.
Fair enough.
And she kind of looks at the bat.
You lick the wounds clean.
Yes.
Okay. It'll only affect the bite marks. It won't affect the bat.
Yeah.
Breakage.
No, someone went crazy and killed this guy. How unfortunate.
Yeah.
And she puts the bat back into her arm. And she walks back toward the car, whistling Tiptoe Through the Tulips.
Ooh. The camera
And
flips
she drives
over.
back home.
The camera flips over to Jem. What's Jem doing?
So she wakes up.
Mm-hmm. Rolls a rouse check.
Fuck. I had to say it. And she.
We just see Eddie sliding a pencil in and out of his arm. Reminiscent, but I can do this.
Okay, then it's going. I fail, so I get hungrier.
Okay.
So I'm at 3. Okay. She sees this random YouTube video, and like when she just wakes up and scrolls, and decides she's going to start working on a project. So she goes to her office and records herself moaning.
Okay.
and then starts working on making motion activated like sensors so that when motions happen, the sound will and loops it.
Okay. So like a little tripwire alarm system that's gonna play moaning sounds?
Kinda, yeah. But like, and then, but like really long-lasting batteries, so she doesn't have to keep it going for a while, or doesn't have to like check them a lot. Can I get that done in a night?
Are you looking to do a like a Noyatron? Like where it senses motion and it just
not forever,
for hours?
just once. Just once.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many of those can I get done in a night?
So each one, you can either get a really accurate one that comes from like a nanny cam, that motion sensor.
Okay.
To do a surplus of those would be a little expensive, or you can get a cheaper one that doesn't notice every movement, but a lot of movement. Like if somebody were to walk by within like 3 feet, it would go off, but it's not going to pick it up if it's across the room.
I think we'll do the cheaper ones then, because they don't need to be very sensitive.
Then you don't need to spend any additional resources.
Okay, how many can I get done?
We'll say you could probably get about 20 of them done.
Delightful. She's going to go.
It's going to be time consuming because you can't import the moaning sound into it, but you would have to do a recording. But it will record as long as you hold that button down.
Yeah. So she does like a couple of different like sound segments, and then goes and installs them in all of the trash cans on the street.
Okay.
So that whenever someone puts trash in them, they go, "Oh, thank you," and something along those lines.
I'm here for it, yeah.
Because I saw Megan legit saw
Feed me, Daddy.
Yeah, shit like that.
Recycle me harder.
There was a town in Sweden that did this, and I'm
wrong
obsessed
hole.
with it.
Glass, not plastic. Wrong hole.
So yeah, so she just starts putting those all outside. Along our strip.
Okay.
And is very proud.
It has made such...
I didn't ask anybody's permission for this shit.
It has made such a buzz on the street.
You
see people like recording TikToks of like, hey, watch this. And they'll, oh yeah. And they'll throw a piece of garbage in, and they'll
it's not when it opens. Something has to go inside. Like it's not just when it
has
opens.
to throw it away.
No, that's the thing. Like they're throwing stuff away just to be like, "Hey, look," and they'll pick up like a piece of garbage on the street and be like, "Yeah." And it's just
cleaning the streets has never been so dirty.
That's right. Listen, I'm doing my part. Have you done yours?
Yeah. So is that what you do like the entire night?
That's what I do.
Okay.
I save the world. God
then
damn it.
I'm gonna say, like, if you do that, you find you actually make it better than you originally could have, because now you see like some people will throw stuff in and it doesn't set it off, and you go over there and move it. Like the Malkavian side's really playing it up. Like, okay, no, a little to the left. Okay, perfect, and you just
yeah. Like I tested on one of the ones, like a couple of ones in the bar first.
Yeah.
And then once I think I've got the time, like the positioning correct, then we start going outside.
You don't know when or really how it happened, but you notice that somebody tries to throw something away and it goes meow. Like, did Fred fucking like record his voice on? How smart are these cats? Because now there's one sensor.
At Fred.
Every now there's one
Fred
sensor that is now just Fred's sensor. He's like, meow, meow, meow. It's like, are they meowing? Are they fucking? What are these cats doing? Like, he figures out that you're making moaning sounds, and now there's a moaning cat garbage can.
Holds up a hand for like a high five paw.
He just kind of like bats your hand a little bit.
Give me some beans, Fred. Thanks, boss. And she'll put out some food for him.
The hottest club in New Orleans is this episode tonight. It's got everything. It's got torture. It's got emotional abuse. It's got cats having sex in trash cans.
It's got MTV's Dan Cortez. So yeah.
How would I get this Addison information to the prince as a hound? How do I get that information to him?
Just ask for an audience, I'm guessing. Like,
yeah, the best bet would be to either go through. You don't even need to go through Lucy anymore now. She's a primogen. Until another like intermediary is done, it's common courtesy just to like approach the domain and announce yourself. Usually, there's other people around. It's not a fucking TV set, but like
yeah.
You're also the hound, so like you get a little bit more leeway than. Since there's no intermediary, you can just go talk to him.
Yeah, I would go and do that so that I could tell him that Addison went to Anarchs.
Do you try to go through Victor as the sheriff?
Yeah, that seems appropriate. Okay. I would go through Victor first.
So what we see in Victor's text messages is just spent so and so much at blah blah blah, or do you just actually just say, "Hey, I used your card today. Hey, I used your card today."
It's not, I used your card tonight, by the way.
Yeah. So it's just like, I used your card today. I used your card today. Hey, what's the, what was the color of your bike? Hey, okay. What's your, I used your card today. I used your card today. What fucking taillight should I choose for this kind of bike? Use your card today, and then a string of like, here's the Anarch domains, the layouts, Baron Mark. It's a dossier on what you learned through a night of like recruitment from the Anarchs.
Me not knowing my job and then suddenly figuring out my job.
Yeah.
I'm being like, damn, we really need to figure this one thing out, guys. We need one thing off the bucket list.
And so he gets the information. He goes, "Dearest Kitty, thank you for the information. We'll make note of it. However, I am busy. Please talk to ... him. Period. Send."
he learned how to do ellipses. I'm so proud
From
of him.
your... next message is, you see he's starting to type again.
I don't know.
I apologize
I
for
don't
not
see any
including this.
typing. I have a BlackBerry.
Oh, yeah. Then you type whatever you want to type.
Thumbs up emoji, which is on a BlackBerry.
Sorry for not incorporating a ending to the previous message from your employer and friend, V.
Aww.
P.S. You know what I'm talking about when I say friend. It's... Period. Send.
What
It's like we're
talking-
coworkers. Like, we're not friends.
No,
But
we're
we're cool. We're
we
cool, but we're not...
established in the episode with Victor that me and Victor are friends.
Yeah, but is Victor gonna... We're friends.
We're friends.
Are you... Okay.
He
You're
made.
friends, okay.
He's technically Spot's dad. He
I
was
know.
there when Spot was made.
You've incorporated, not bicycle, bike links into your friendship bracelets. It's perfect.
Thank you so much. Okay, now I can find an audience of the friends. How do I do that?
You can just go to the clubhouse.
I just show up.
Yeah.
I just go.
He peeks through the curtain like sideways, like not like one eye, like not, but he's just kind of like, you have really loud boots.
Thanks. I put chain links on them.
That explains. I thought you were wearing like spurs. Everything okay? What can I do for you guys? You.
Hi.
Where's this everybody?
I have no idea. Around. Doing things. They've texted me, so I know they're fine.
Oh, that's okay. You're like, I have no idea. I'm like, oh, they're lost. Great.
No,
Great.
they're not lost. Jason's doing witchy stuff. Jim's probably with her boyfriend? Sure, yeah.
So how can I help you? And he's not looking at you. He's just like, boyfriend.
The prince
Jim,
will
I'm
remember
so sorry.
this.
Jim, I'm so sorry.
He looks kind of confused and like, should I know? Do I care?
I've told him about him.
Yeah, you did.
He said it was a good thing.
Yeah.
but the term boyfriend has now been used.
Stop! God!
There are titles.
I haven't even called my man my boyfriend yet, and we've confessed our love for each other.
Don't worry, we call him your boyfriend.
Yeah.
To his face!
To his face. She is not laughing as much as I'm laughing. She's actually very serious.
So serious.
Well, that's
Very
not as
serious.
much fun, but okay.
I know.
Princess sees you
I
giggle to yourself and is stupid confused.
That's fair. I have more information about the Addison situation.
Oh, okay. He actually like sits on the edge of the set.
He's being casual, so she's gonna be losing a little less.
He's like, oh great, and just let us settle in. Yeah. What is it now?
He owes 50K to the Anarch Baron because he went to the Anarch to ask for money. Yep.
Interesting.
He wanted to start his own clan of Ventrus in Anarch territory, apparently.
Yeah, go ahead and keep talking. He pulls out his phone and he starts texting, but he keeps looking at you like, all right, go ahead.
Yeah, I give him the rest of the information. I give him some like what's going on in Anarch territory currently, that they know about Rebecca Jayce and are planning to get the money from her if they don't find Addison. That there are also Sabat problems, whatever the fuck I am. There's also those problems in Anarch territory as well.
He
The
goes
whole
to put
rundown.
he goes and puts the phone up. Okay.
I did my job. Thank you.
I appreciate you doing your job. Does Victor know?
Yes.
Okay. Let me ask you a question.
Oh no. That was Cat, not Kitty. Anyway.
So, if I don't know you, and I can't easily find out about you, I usually don't ask. We said something the other night,
Yeah.
and now I'm going to ask. You pleasure felty to the Camarilla and myself and your primogen.
I did.
Is that how you still feel? Okay.
Cat needs a second to figure out how I have to word this. Kitty kind of just blinks for a second, not really expecting this question after just pouring all the information to him. I am in your city, and I will not do anything to hurt this city or you, or anyone in this city.
And that makes me thankful, but thoughtful about why you would tell me all of this tonight when you didn't have to. Wouldn't have hurt the city. I don't think that you're trying to hurt the
Would have
city
hurt
or
Jim.
the coterie. Fair enough.
I care about Jim.
When you came to the city, were you actively trying to work against everything here before you met Jem?
No, I was
Okay.
just lost.
And he just... Okay. I'll ask you to do me one thing. You don't have to agree to it or disagree to it. Just want to leave you with one thing. If those reasons ever change, your decisions on anything to do with the Camarilla or New Orleans or the coterie changes, I'd like you to let me know first.
She doesn't agree or disagree. She just...
He nods. Is there anything else?
You guys really need more coteries besides a bunch of newborns. I'm sorry. You're putting a lot of pressure on people who haven't been in Kindred for a year, and you're the prince, and respectfully, please figure that out.
He uncrosses his arms and puts his hands on the edge of the set and he goes, I appreciate your honesty.
And she nods.
Just kind of like leans over, like, "Yeah, you know what? You got me a little bit, but I appreciate your honesty.
You can always trust me to be honest.
I will always trust you to be honest."
And she will leave.
Okay.
Check shit. Your dad's scary as shit.
No, he's not scary at all.
Got goggles on.
It's
she's just
almost there's
welding
times where like he puts on a mask for everyone else's benefit, and then sometimes you can just like, so let me talk to you really, really clearly about what I expect. I trust you'll always be honest with me.
By my
Brings us
own
back
admission
to-
or yours, it's fine.
Yeah. So it brings us back to Jayce. How do you finish up day 2? Or was this day 1?
This is day 2. This is
Okay,
day 2.
I'm-
There was
'Cause you had,
enough
like,
torture
a
in day.
night.
There was,
Okay,
no,
there was a
enough
lot.
torture
Yeah,
in day 1.
He would agree with you.
Yeah,
he would
yeah.
agree with you. We could do a whole series, but yes, kitty,
Just
cat.
super quick, just
Yeah.
to terrify everyone.
Okay,
I got a
scared
text
shame.
message, and it was Atticus is very proud of you, and that's terrifying.
Gross.
Anyway, continue.
Gross.
Billy, I
baseball
will
bat.
come over there and physically murder you. In real life.
I
This
can't-
is a threat.
I can't remember his name, but that's who I
This is a
envision with
threat.
Atticus and a baseball bat.
Correct.
A threat.
Yeah.
Sir,
A
I know where you
threat.
live, I know where you work. I will come find you.
I have a very specific set of skills.
I have 0 skills, just wild abandon and fury.
I will learn a very specific set of skills.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay. So Jayce, day 2. What's the rest of it looking
Yeah.
like?
So he, like I said, he kind of gathers himself, but really isn't able to fully gather himself before he goes back into the room with
Okay.
Oscar.
Yeah.
And he didn't take very much time out there, but if Oscar is not awake yet from having been slapped unconscious, he will go over and
He's awake.
okay.
He's staring at the ceiling.
Okay. He will sit on the bed, sit on the side of the bed, facing away from him.
Okay.
This is not how I imagined this happening.
Me either. It kind of matches your somber tone.
I'd kind of hoped that whenever I left, you would just stay gone.
You feel the bed move just a little bit. Jayce, I love you. It's not how I saw any of this going at all.
I am.
I don't know if we
I'm
can get
honestly-
past this.
I'm honestly impressed that you can still say that after. That you can still lie about that after everything that I have done to you. But we'll fix that. And he will turn back. Well, now we teach you not to lie. And he will ask him
Do you ask him, do you love me?
yes. Yes.
That's what you don't want him to lie about anymore.
Correct. Yeah. That's one of them. One of the things.
What do you do to get these answers out of him?
I just
You do when he
ask him
lies.
first.
Yeah.
And then when he lies, I will slap him. Not as hard as I can.
Yeah.
Just I'll hit him. And then I'll ask him the same question again. And a couple of times after, if he continues to lie, I will reach down and grab his finger, one of his 10, and just squeeze it. And then when he stops lying about that.
It takes about 6 tries before you finally get a no. No, he doesn't love you.
Good. Getting somewhere. Why did you try to come find me?
Wanted to fix this.
I will slap him. Why did you try to come find me?
I wanted you back.
Slap him again. And especially during the "do you love me" questions, you see a bit of that, like a bit of the sad, angry, but like emotional Jayce coming back that he tried to mask back in the kitchen. You can also see it coming back here. Like he is getting more and more emotional as he's asking these questions. Why did you try to come find me?
The frustration of not knowing which random words he can throw together to stop being fucking hit with a strength that he's expecting it now.
Mm.
But it took him a long time to expect that level of strength repeatedly without tire. And he knows why now, but the frustration with that, you're mine.
You been with anybody else in these last year and a half? Matthew says, not remembering how long he said it had been.
He looks at you and says yes.
Can I see if he still has that wall up? Or if this is an honest answer?
Pixie, we just disconnected.
Yeah, I know we're back. It's
Oh, no!
doing- yeah, it's
Okay.
it's freaking out. A little
That wall of what?
The wall of him.
Trying to bullshit you?
Yes.
No.
It's gone? Okay.
Yeah, he's being honest. He's
Gotcha.
again, he's doing it in the way of like he's being honest with you, but it's at the same time it's the answers that you're wanting to hear through this. So he's not being sarcastic with it, but it's that borderline like, why am I even answering these questions? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Whenever he kind of the exasperated yes, I will just you asked how you could get out of here, and not being a shithead would be one of the best ways to get out of here faster. So, stop being a sarcastic shithead. Whenever have you owned anybody else like that? Or have you
No.
tried to? Okay.
No.
Why me?
I don't know.
Hmm.
Not anymore.
Okay.
All of this is through that scream raw throat.
Mm-hmm. As he is just he's gonna continue to grill him, similar to like he did earlier, on asking him if what he did is how he should treat somebody.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna go through some of those things again and ask him why he did them. And again, each of them, as he asks each of these things, you can see him getting more and more upset, and his voice is raising a little bit. He always tries to make sure not to yell and not to scream, but he is getting louder and getting more emotionally driven by these questions he's asking.
Every question you ask him, he is answering Surprisingly, honestly. But none of these answers are comforting to hear or
Yeah.
mentally safe to hear. It's
Yeah.
because I thought I loved you. I thought you were someone else. Even before this, I thought you were someone who you're not. And he's answering honestly. Like there's no lies, but you're like, you're still not realizing that you're the problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's still trying to say like he misunderstood who you are, but you were the one that misrepresented. Not saying you were lying because he doesn't want to piss you off, but he's like, I thought you were someone different. I thought
Yeah.
we could really do this. I thought we could build a life together. And
Um,
it's an
as
ownership, narcissistic taste to it.
yeah, he he is going to, as he as the last few hours of the night roll on and he is continuing to ask him each of these things, um towards the end of the night he is leaning over the bed, and as he's answering these questions, and Jayce is gonna kind of like break down a little bit, and he's like, I just don't understand how you can't see that you're the fucking problem. Because and he begins to like fists pound on his chest almost a little bit.
Yeah.
Not hard enough to like cave in anything or
Gotcha.
break anything, but just like almost pulling himself back to his kind emotions and his kind capabilities. It's like, you were the problem and you are the reason that I was fucked up, and you are the person that I told all of this shit to, and you just took advantage of it, and you just took advantage of me, and this is why I had to fucking leave. And each one of those was accented by a little hit on his chest and his like stomach.
When you finish that up, you look at him, and for the first time in all of this, you see him crying. But it's terror. It's not emotional sorrow. It's, I'm never getting out of here.
And he will, in this like really emotional state, you see, because I looked this up earlier to see if it was canon or not.
Okay.
But he looks at Oscar and sees that he's crying, but realizes that there's no remorse in it.
Yeah.
And as he realizes that and realizes that there's no getting through to him, and there's also no fixing old Jayce and the things he's been through, you watch as a couple bloody tears. As vampires cry blood.
They would
Isn't
cry
that
blood.
fucked up?
Yeah.
You watch as a couple of bloody tears roll down Jayce's face in the first show of real emotion that he has had since turning. And he is just going to collapse to the side of the bed, sobbing.
Like on the bed next to him or on the floor?
On the floor next to the bed. And he is just gonna let himself cry for like 10 minutes.
Yeah. You find yourself at times having to feed that emotion more now than you would have if you were kind, but almost to will yourself to have this emotion.
Yep. And in those moments, you watch him like be almost frustrated with himself that he doesn't get the opportunity to feel these emotions that he wanted to feel in this moment. And as he finishes sobbing, he stands up and tries to wipe his face clear, and then looks at Oscar and is you took so much time, so much energy away from me. And you made it so that I couldn't be a person, couldn't be a young adult. And you've so mad at you for taking all of that from me and for taking what you're about to take from me. But this is the last fucking thing that you're ever gonna take. And Jayce is going to bite his own wrist, and he is going to lean down to Oscar and wrench his mouth open and feed his own blood into Oscar's mouth to
Make
ghoul
me a
him.
dexterity brawl.
Okay, I'm not even shitting you, 2 critical successes.
Okay. It's hard to get a grip on his jaw. He's fighting. And the moment you get his mouth even slightly open, you feel a pop, and he tries to like bite whatever you can put in his mouth. You know you're gonna have to break his jaw.
Fine.
Cracks. And it's not wrong.
And then I will put my wrist to his open mouth and force him to drink my blood.
He does. And at first, he struggles. He knows enough about pop culture to know I'm going to be a vampire. There's confusion, there's pain. And then his eyes roll back from terror to pleasure. And he begins to suck the blood from your wrist. And
as I watch any sort of pleasure, because his jaw is broken, so I don't need to force it open anymore. As I watch any amount of pleasure flash across this man's eyes, I will reach down to his finger and yank it up not as hard as I can. Matthew is used to a human having to say that.
yeah, without ripping it off, yeah.
Yes, I don't want to rip this man's dead finger off, but I will lightly pull it. And I want to make it so that he is not just feeling pleasure, and hopefully feeling as little pleasure as he possibly can.
Pinky up.
Thank you.
The pleasurable moaning never stops. But it is interrupted with pain that turns into pleasure. And again, pleasure that turns into pain. And you can tell that right now he's mixing the two.
Yeah.
And not being able to focus away from the euphoria that the blood will naturally give.
Yeah. And I will pull my wrist away whenever he has had enough.
No.
Jayce would know. Matthew does
You
not.
know, yeah. You don't give him the satisfaction to keep drinking.
No.
You can, yeah.
Yeah. I want enough to begin to ghoul him.
Yeah.
And I will lean down and whisper in his ear. You might have thought that you owned me, and you might have taken away everything from me. You took my choice in this away from me too, because this is not how I wanted my first ghoul to go. But now you can never own me or anybody that I tell you not to again.
And as his eyes focus back on you as you say all this, as he passes out, one final word whispers from his lips. Yes.
And I will untie him.
Okay.
And I will I will go and write a piece of paper. I will go to a piece of paper and write a note on it and tape that to the door. And the note will just read, if you leave this apartment, the pain that you felt today will only be the beginning. And he will tape that to the inside of the bedroom door. And he is leaving. And
Okay.
he is going to go to a hotel for the night. For the day.
Okay. And as Jayce crawls into the bed after securing the windows.
I'll sleep in the bathroom of the hotel if I have to.
No, it's fine. New Orleans has tons of hotels that just
Yeah.
no one wants to see the light of day.
Yeah.
The camera will fade away. And about noon, the sun's at its highest. We see Oscar wake up. And for the first time in what seems like years, he's able to stretch. His fingers have started to heal. He goes and massages his foot and sighs that it's feeling better. He's able to stand. He looks around. He doesn't see you. And he goes to the bedroom door and sees your note. We see the hand touch the letter and fall away. And the camera looks at Oscar's face. And he smiles lovingly. And opens the door and goes to the kitchen. And that's where we're going to end.
Gross.
Love it here.
You get a ghoul. It's not going to be a ghoul you want. Yeah.
No, I know. I know.
Also, ghouling causes that affection. Like, we knew that was gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
God, the fact that he had fallen out of love with you during the torture and now has no choice but to love you again is... This was
Fuck it, dude.
poetic and painful and awful, and you are a goddamn artist, sir.
Thank
You know
you.
how we
Thank
all
you,
felt.
Sway.
You know how we all felt
Well
about
done.
Andrew during Wednesday's game. That's how I
Yeah.
feel about you right now. Good
Oh,
God.
thank you.
Ugh.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you.
Thank
So
you,
proud.
Sway.
Yes, seriously. Thank you, Sway, for handling all of that
Yes.
as well as you did.
I'm a
Yeah.
firm, like I talked to you guys about this before, and this goes out to any storytellers or anything else.
Mm-hmm.
There is a way to do difficult topics in a world of monsters
Yes.
and be done in a way that isn't unnecessarily too much.
Mhm.
So thank you guys. You guys
Yeah.
are amazing.
Well, if you guys want
I'm
some
gonna go
continued...
back.
Oh, finished? Go.
I'm gonna
Go
go
ahead.
back and screenshot when I said I turned to Addison. All your faces went.
Oh, yeah, fuck
Literally.
you!
Yes. The
Yeah,
same
it was good.
expression.
That
On
was
that,
really good.
I know. On that note,
pisses me off is you genuinely could have borrowed one of his suits because I know Jem's got one.
100%.
No, definitely.
But we are going to do some more murder in raiding Blondosaurus Rex, who's currently playing Dead
Yes.
Yes.
So we're gonna raid Blondie. Coming up, by the way, we are about to start a Cyberpunk Red campaign. And Kitty and Blondie are both players in it. I will be a sub. We're still casting, so we have a couple of holes still we're working to fill. But that's gonna be on
I'm
Saturday
being a
nights.
hacker.
Yeah, you are. So that's gonna be on
Her
Saturday
name's
nights coming up.
Maggot.
Oh my god, I love it. So we are gonna send you all over there. Thank you for the follow. We're sending you guys on a raid to another friend of the channel. We'll see y'all in real soon for more of that fallout. Good night, everybody.
Bye.